allows. I'm super jazzed about this trip. Send me an email. I send you the info. John.Mercure, MERCURE at WTMJ.com.
Here's to a Wisconsin winter you will always remember. To playing outdoors in a winter wonderland. Here's to cozying up around the fire and holding someone close. And to staying downtown, where the food scene makes your heart sing. And to celebrating moments frozen in time. Here's to those who Wisconsin. Plan your winter getaway at travelwisconsin.com. Sponsored by Travel Wisconsin.
Breaking news as it happens. Stay up to date with your trusted and relevant source in news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
6 o'clock, I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. Tuesday, January 7th, our top story. A suspect shot by police on Milwaukee's south side.
I'm Erik Bilstad. A gruesome discovery in Florida.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. Everything is looking pretty good right now across the area. I'm not seeing anything major to slow you down, and volume is relatively light as well. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Chilly storm team forecast for you today. Partly cloudy, turning to mostly cloudy skies and a high of just 27 degrees. Partly cloudy and tonight's low down to 13. We're at 15 to get you started. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, a suspect shot by Milwaukee police during an overnight struggle. This is the city's south side. WTMJ's Adam Roberts live at the Breaking News Center.
Vince, the officers were dispatched to 7th and Arthur, speaking with a man who was wanted for sexual assault of a child and child enticement. That's when Police Chief Jeffrey Norman says a struggle ensued.
While communicating with the suspect pulled out a firearm. A struggle ensued between two officers and a suspect over the firearm. One officer discharged his firearm, subsequently striking the suspect.
That suspect, now in custody, is expected to survive. The 35-year-old male officer who shot the suspect is on administrative leave.
An armed and dangerous man remains at large in a case just outside of Toma.
The FBI and U.S. Marshals joined the search for 47-year-old Virgil Thu. He now faces homicide charges for 3 deaths at a home in New Lisbon. Authorities believe Thu may have left the western Wisconsin area. The woman found dead in the home has been identified as Thu's girlfriend, 33-year-old Elizabeth Kolba. 2 girls were also found dead, ages 12 and 13. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Thu's last confirmed location was just outside of New Lisbon on January 1st.
Update now on the search for a driver who struck a postal worker in Waukesha. Police arrested that driver. 1 count of hit and run involving injury. Suspect was then issued a citation and released. Waukesha police say the driver cooperated with the investigation. The suspect saying that person drove off because they did not believe the postal worker had been struck, and interpreted a wave from the worker as a signal that he was okay.
2 weeks after the body of an apparent stowaway was found in the wheel well of a jetliner that had just landed in Hawaii, it appears it happened again, this time in Florida. ABC's Jim Ryan.
Last night, during a post-flight inspection of a JetBlue plane at Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport, crews discovered 2 bodies in the landing gear compartment. Without saying where the flight had come from, the carrier calls it a heartbreaking situation. And JetBlue says it's working with investigators.
Now, police have not confirmed the identity of those who were found inside the landing gear or why they were there.
President-elect Donald Trump appearing to take credit for the resignation of Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. ABC's Nicole D'Antonio.
Prime Minister Justin Trudeau yesterday announcing he's stepping down.
I intend to resign as party leader, as Prime Minister.
Trudeau's standing has plummeted due to inflation, immigration, and other issues. Trump responding, saying Trudeau resigned in part because of the tariffs Trump has threatened to impose on Canada. Trump's territory ambitions also extend to Central America. He's threatened to retake the Panama Canal, sharing an image of the canal with an American flag, branding it the United States Canal.
Trudeau said Monday that he will remain prime minister until the ruling Liberal Party chooses a new leader.
The Pentagon has a new legal settlement now reached with gay and lesbian military veterans. CBS's Cayman McCormick.
This settlement involves more than 35,000 veterans who were dismissed because of their sexual orientation and in many cases denied an honorable discharge and therefore benefits they'd earned. Under this deal, anyone whose discharge papers reference their sexual orientation will be reissued paperwork eliminating that reference. This still needs approval from a federal judge. Many affected veterans had filed a federal civil rights suit over the issue.
The lawsuit claimed that even after the repeal of Don't Ask, Don't Tell, the Pentagon failed to correct ongoing discrimination.
Multiple people believed to have died due to this winter storm that stretched from Kansas to the East Coast this week. ABC's Andrew Dimbert.
At least 9 deaths are now blamed on the winter storm that slammed much of the country. Federal offices and schools are closed again today in Washington, D.C., where up to a foot of snow was expected. Up to 8 inches in parts of Virginia, conditions getting worse overnight as temperatures plunge. The storm's impact stretches 1,500 miles from the plains to the East Coast.
Lake effect snow in our area Monday led to limited accumulations. Your complete WTMJ 5-day forecast coming up at 6:10.
Coming up, new tech in Sin City.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 6:05.
Celebrate the new year with 0% interest for up to 3 years at PellaWI.com.
It's 101.7 The Truth's Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Happy New Year means a lot of rough days ahead for those who suffer from seasonal affective disorder. Plenty of gray, frigid days on the horizon where we all just want to be snuggly and warm at home. That's where Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin comes in. Their inviting doors welcome friends and family into a cozy home thanks to Pella's gorgeous, energy-efficient windows, keeping the cold out. Pella can make your home as beautiful on the outside as it is comfortable on the inside. Celebrate the new year with 0% interest for up to 3 years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Visit Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin showroom today so you can learn the Pella difference and get inspired on making your home more energy efficient and beautiful with Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Hurry, you only have until January 31st to score Pella's New Year's special. 0% interest for up to 3 years. Certain restrictions apply. Visit PellaWI.com.
My overall experience with Gruber Law Offices has been phenomenal.
The treatment was excellent.
They will be supportive of you. They will listen to you.
It was a great experience knowing that I had people to help me.
I know I could count on them to do what I needed to get done.
Experience with Gruber was great.
They gave me my life back.
It was amazing.
He gets results.
We know how to win. If you've been injured, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Gruber Law Offices had my best interests at heart.
During your career, investments piled up. From 401ks to brokerage accounts, it turned into quite a collection. At Annex Wealth Management, we believe every portfolio tells a story. We've analyzed thousands. Some reflect diligence and fortitude. Others, a mishmash of overlapping investments. When Annex reviews a portfolio, we spot what works, what might not, and then provide unbiased suggestions. Every portfolio tells a story. Let's work on yours. Investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning as a fee-only fiduciary. That's our story. Head to AnnexWealth.com.
Let's take your inside living outside. Outdoor Living Unlimited puts cool stuff in your yard. Patios, decks, pergolas, outdoor kitchens, screen rooms, even in-ground pools. You dream it, we design it together, then Outdoor Living Unlimited installs it for you. OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:07.
Bad news for the Green Bay Packers heading into Sunday's wild card playoff game against the Philadelphia Eagles.
The season is over for top wide receiver Christian Watson after a significant knee injury suffered during Sunday's loss to the Bears.
It's not good.
Packers head coach Matt LaFleur, ESPN's Rob Demovsky reporting a torn ACL for Watson.
He's so versatile. Obviously, he's got an element in terms of his size and speed that's tough to replicate. There's not many built like him. I hurt for him. I obviously hurt for our team, but I just more for him just because I know how much he's put into this thing.
Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
Sunday's game kicks off at 3:30 from Lincoln Financial Field. We'll hear more from the head coach on facing the league's top defense. That's coming up in sports at 6:15.
Still months away, but preparations are underway for the 2025 NFL Draft in Green Bay. Jen Metcalf with Discover Green Bay tells Wisconsin's Afternoon News the city will be showing off to visitors what makes it so special.
This is our opportunity to really welcome all these folks who are coming here in the name of football, but they'll also be visiting our restaurants, our bars, our parks, just everything in our community. So it's really important for us to make sure that we give them a good first impression if it's their first time here.
It is going to be a big week. The NFL Draft is April 24th through the 26th.
What new tech may you find in your pocket or behind the wheel in the coming years? It's all on display in Las Vegas this week.
CES this year is playing host to big names like Samsung and Hyundai, but the annual trade show is often more of a place for startups to have a breakout moment, and there are plenty of them, says Gary Shapiro, CEO of the Consumer Technology Association.
So we have an area called Eureka Park. There'll be over 1,100 small startups.
And a major focus this year, AI.
Obviously, generative artificial intelligence will be the big deal of the show. I think about half the exhibitors will be talking about that.
Mike Dubusky, ABC News.
Coming up, the late president returns to Washington, signing outdoor living unlimited. WTMJ News Time, 6:09.
This report sponsored by the Fireside Theater, the ultimate Elvis tribute musical.
Push one for the money, two for the show, three to get ready now, go cat go.
Elvis is back in the building at the Fireside Theater in Fort Atkinson, and you've never seen anything like it.
Since my baby left me, I found a new place to dwell.
Back in the building features a rotating cast of the finest award-winning Elvis tribute artists and Anne Margaret, all backed by an incredible live band and ensemble. Experience the eras of Elvis in this legendary feel-good show. From the 50s to the movies, the 60s comeback to the rockin' 70s. It's all here. Every ticket to the Fireside includes a superb dinner prepared by award-winning chefs and a chance to visit their spectacular gift shops. Hurry, tickets are going fast. Call 920-563-9505 or visit firesidetheater.com. Elvis back in the building, live on stage, January 9th through February 23rd. Only at the Fireside Theater.
At 6:10, let's get a first update on your morning drive. Hi, Debbie.
Hey there. It's looking pretty good right now. I'm not seeing really any incidents or any delays. Volume's relatively light. As far as road conditions, we've got a couple of pockets of areas where there might be some partially covered roadways. So just be a little extra careful this morning. But other than that, we're looking good. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
WTMJ 5-day forecast. Partly cloudy skies this morning, turning mostly cloudy this afternoon with high temperatures in the mid to upper 20s and wind chills in the teens. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, low temperatures falling in the teens with wind chills in the single digits. A mix of sun and clouds for Wednesday, a few flurries with high temperatures looking chilly in the lower 20s. Partly cloudy skies on Thursday, a bit warmer in the upper 20s, close to 30 on Friday with a small chance for a few light snow showers. And then for Saturday, high temperatures in the lower 30s with partly cloudy skies. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore, the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee at just 15 degrees.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here are your hosts, Vince Vitrano and Erik Bilstad.
Covered in a half foot of a fresh blanket of snow, Washington, D.C. digging out today for a big day in the nation's capital. It actually is a big day today.
Happening today.
So, Vince, the late president, Jimmy Carter, will depart the Carter Presidential Center in Atlanta this morning, where he will then be brought to Washington, D.C. So, yeah, there'll be a ceremony, and then they'll start the move to D.C. for the rest of the funeral festivities. Some 10,000 are said to have already paid their respects as the former president lies in repose in Atlanta.
People have flocked to the Carter Center here in Atlanta, just outside of the downtown area, to pay their respects. We have heard from and seen people come from far and wide to say thank you, Mr. President, really in the hours following the announcement of his death.
CBS correspondent Skylar Henry says they've been coming by the busloads. Buses have been bringing people in. The family says it's heard from more than 130 different countries following his death. People have been filing through, leaving notes, flowers, pictures.
One of the remarkable things was also just seeing cans of peanuts. Of course, we know the former president was a peanut farmer, so people paying their respect in that way as well.
People are bringing peanuts.
Can of nuts.
Here you go, Mr. President.
I like it.
So today, the big move to Washington.
I'm Jim Crisul in Marietta, Georgia. An Air Force plane is set to fly the body of former President Jimmy Carter from nearby Dobbins Air Reserve Base to Joint Base Andrews outside Washington, D.C., ahead of an official state funeral Thursday. The flight has been designated Special Air Mission 39 in honor of the nation's 39th president.
So another ceremony then will take place later this morning at Joint Base Andrews, then a motorcade to the U.S. Navy Memorial, then a horse-drawn procession to the Capitol building. Congress will hold a ceremony before Carter's body will then lie in state in the Capitol Rotunda. That'll run until Thursday. Then the big funeral, and of course a national day of mourning on Thursday, which means no mail, no stocks, and things like that.
Trying to just look up when we lost President George H.W. Bush. It's been 6 years since America has had one of these mornings for a former president. So
remember that one? That one, there's a big train. They had the train procession and all that into Texas and all of that. So always lots of pomp and pageantry, if you will, when you lose a commander-in-chief.
As Erik indicates, big day ahead is Thursday of this week. 6:14, sports up next on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix-It Show with David Nason, featuring great tips on how to operate your home. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. And at 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact Annex Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at annexwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ.
Start your year in style with new frames and lenses from Shopko Optical. Vince Vitrano here. Want to use your vision benefits and schedule your annual comprehensive eye exam. Check out the new frame styles. Order your annual supply of contact lenses, and you can do it all in one place. I'm new to wearing glasses. In fact, just got my new frames there at Shopko Optical. Do you think they make it look smarter? Yes. Shopko Optical, committed to quality eye care, will create personalized vision solutions tailored to your specific vision and lifestyle needs. And yeah, if you've been paying for vision benefits but don't annually go for your eye exam, you're just throwing money away. Stop out to Shopko Optical now. New year, new you, new style. Call Shopko Optical or visit shopko.com to schedule an appointment at a location nearest you.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
Packers confirming wide receiver Christian Watson is out for the playoffs. Head coach Matt LaFleur acknowledging mistakes in scheme and execution that cost them the regular season finale against the Bears.
All you can do is move on.
All right, so let's move on. Right? Do we need to talk about that one anymore?
No.
Doesn't matter anyway. Packers sputtering on offense, also going up against the number one defense this week in Philadelphia.
I just feel like the defense is, they're humming right now. It's a very talented defense. You can tell that they've got everybody on the same page. It's much more difficult to get some of those explosive gains. So I would tell you that it's going to be very important for us, for our offense, to be efficient.
Both Packers quarterbacks, Jordan Love and backup Malik Willis, banged up in the season-ending finale, or the regular season finale. Could be limited in practice this week. LaFleur said he talked to both guys on Monday, and they're feeling okay. Like, still dealing with some lingering effects, but expected to be ready to go.
Eagles QB may be a little rusty, too. Jalen Hurts has been out with a concussion.
Like, for weeks, right?
Yeah,
He's been in the protocol?
Yeah.
So Packers and Eagles Sunday afternoon. That's a 3:30 kick in Philly.
Bucks with a big win over the Toronto Raptors.
As the buzzer sounds on a resounding victory tonight here in Toronto for the Bucks. Snap out of their two-game skid from the homestand emphatically.
That's right, Josh Maurer. Emphatically, Bucks win, beating a very bad Toronto Raptors team, 128-104. Giannis with a triple-double. Dame Lillard with 25 points. Neither played in the fourth quarter. It snaps a two-game skid, and Dame says they know how good they can be.
We do it over all four quarters. It won't guarantee you a win every night, but you're going to win a lot of games this way. So we just got to hold on to, that feeling and that mentality.
Giannis hurt his hand. He hit the rim in the second quarter and had to get stitches on his pinky. So hopefully that's not too big of an issue.
That happened to me once.
Oh, yeah.
I hit the rim when I was, dunking.
Mm-hmm. Up next,
terrible injury, let me tell you.
Victor Wembanyama, Wemby, and the San Antonio Spurs come to Fiserv Forum tomorrow. Marquette plays Georgetown tonight on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, and the Badgers beat Rutgers 75-63. They're now 2-2 in the conference. Up next for Wisconsin, Minnesota, Friday at the Kohl Center. Badger Sports Updates, by the way, sponsored by Siding Unlimited, Siding and a whole lot more.
Coming up, this place looks like a water park without the water. And it's now open in Wauwatosa. We'll find out what that's all about. Coming up next on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Tony Drake here from Drake & Associates. Big news. Our Retirement Ready radio show is moving to a new time slot. Catch us at noon every Saturday. At Drake & Associates, we craft tailor-made plans that not only meet your financial needs, but align seamlessly with your unique lifestyle. Tune in at noon on Saturdays and get retirement ready.
Drake & Associates, LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates, LLC does not provide legal or tax advice.
WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here for Tri-County Contracting. Okay, it's 2025. Now it's time to consider a new roof, or maybe you're looking at a worry-free roof tune-up. Maybe you need to just look and find out how much things are going to cost. The place to go, TriCountyContractingWI.com. Use their instant roof quote button, type in your name, your address, and they'll tell you how much it's going to cost. You get an instant quote. You shop for everything else, your shoes and everything else online. Why not shop for your roof? Then you call Tri-County Contracting, have them come in, and they'll take a look firsthand. TriCountyContractingWI.com. It's worry-free roofing, siding, and windows. TriCountyContractingWI.com.
Just like most cars and trucks can't run without oil, no person can function without food. That's why, through March 1st, the Auto Dealers of Metro Milwaukee is contributing $1 from every oil change to Feeding America, Eastern Wisconsin. Every dollar provides 3 healthy meals. Over the past 14 years, Adam has provided more than 2.6 million meals to people in southeast Wisconsin. And now, the need is greater than ever. Find a participating Adam dealer near you at adamm.com.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
20 minutes after 6 o'clock. Let's have a good drive today, Deb. We need one.
That would be nice. Yeah. Everybody, please play nicely. We've got a pretty good ride shaping up right now. Only thing is going to be a broken down vehicle on the ramp from 175 southbound to westbound 94 in the stadium interchange. Not seeing any delays involved with that, but just something to keep in mind. Otherwise, looking pretty good. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Partly cloudy to start the day, then turning mostly cloudy, a high of 27. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 13. Tomorrow, some flurries possible, a high of 22. Thursday, 28. Friday, cloudy with light snow and a high of 30. Right now in Milwaukee, just 15 at 621.
Not a lot of snow in the forecast, but cold enough certainly overnight for the ski hills, tubing hills, and whatnot to make their snow. So, the worst thing that happens this time of year is like you get a little bit of snow and then you get those 45-degree days and then it melts off and folks can't go out and enjoy it.
Yeah, keep it cool. This way all the snow recreating, if you will, can occur.
Might be getting a little stir crazy already at home. Maybe you felt it with the kids around over the holiday break from school. Always a great resource for families looking for stuff to do. Callie Herbst is founder of Milwaukee with Kids. You can find her at mkewithkids.com. She's on the line with us this morning with some new activities. Happy New Year, Callie.
Happy New Year. It's great to be with you guys.
Hey, did you have the sick run through your house yet?
Oh, my God. It's constant. It is constant. What a season we're having right now.
Yeah,
but
no kidding.
We did get out and do some fun things over the break and check out some of these new areas. Maybe that's where we contracted the illnesses.
Well, entirely possible, right? So I want to know more about this new indoor amusement park, I guess, for lack of a better term. This is the place with the giant slides, now open in Wauwatosa, right?
Yeah, the kids loved this place. It's called Slick City. I know a lot of our readers have checked it out. It's an indoor waterless slide park. So think of like a water park, but without the water. So a really cool twisty slides, launch slides. They have a jungle gym for younger kids. They were definitely working out the kinks when we got there. I mean, there's a large area that's still kind of under construction. The snack bar is not open yet. It's definitely a work in progress. So we were kind of looking at it side-eyed, but the kids loved it and have already asked to go back. So take it for what it is.
Is there an age group that probably that targets more than others? Like older kids go there, Kelly? You don't think so?
Yeah, well, they say the slides are for ages 4 and up, but I would say older. They do get pretty fast, and it just depends on what a daredevil your kid is.
Right, sure.
Yeah.
So going with a more traditional activity, I'm old enough to remember when they used to do ice rinks in like virtually every county park. We used to skate outside at Wisconsin Avenue Park and whatever. That seems to be a thing of the past for an assortment of reasons. But Brown Deer has a new semi-indoor ice rink.
Exactly. So it's a state-of-the-art refrigerated ice rink. And this is nice because, as you were just mentioning, we can get these stretches of warmth where all the ice skating rinks, you can't go there anymore.
Right.
And this one can operate above freezing temperatures, and it's under a tent. It's in a suburb. But it's there. And so if you really want to go ice skating, you can all winter at the Brown Deer Ice Rink. They do have some skate rentals available too.
Kelly, it's fascinating. I've noticed this trend coming back around, which I think is fantastic. This idea of bookstores. This idea that, like, hey, let's go actually purchase a physical book. My daughter is a ferocious reader, and she loves actually holding a book and not having to check one out on a Kindle or anything like that. And she has been bugging me about this place in Menominee Falls that's opening up.
Oh my gosh, that's great. I'm so glad to hear that there's buzz around these places. Yeah, the Menominee Falls place is called Epilogue Books. It's a family-owned place, and it's a mixture of new and used books. The one in Shorewood, Wonderland Books, is a specifically children's bookstore. So Alice in Wonderland theme, they do story times. And then there's also Niche Book Bar, which is like black books, like with black characters and authors and all of that. So there's just, like you said, it's just kind of coming back, and it's great to see.
Talking with Callie Herbst, founder of Milwaukee with Kids, mkewithkids.com. Early, maybe a year or two ago, Eric, remember when I did that story about the Play Cafe that was opening in Wauwatosa?
Yes.
Like sort of this new concept of place where adults can go have a cup of coffee, but there's also at least some limited activity for kids. This seems to be catching on, Callie.
Oh my goodness, you're so right. And honestly, with the bookstores too, like 5 years ago, we were, this stuff was not happening because of what was happening in the world. So it's so great to see everything happening again. So there's 3 new play cafes. The one I definitely want to talk about is Kidcadia in Franklin. This is getting such good reviews from everyone. It looks amazing. It looks like an enchanted garden. There's, vines and plants hanging, and all the reviews say, like, they keep it so clean. So it's a little more expensive than some of the other play cafes, but they're keeping it so clean, and the kids are entertained for hours. I mean, the reviews are really, really great for this place. And then there's a couple other ones. There's Play Retreat in Mequon and the Wiggle Room in McGuanago. These are all new businesses locally owned by local families.
Typically, how does that work, Callie? Like, do you pay an admission, or is it just, there's a spot for the kids to play and you have a cup of coffee and that's how they stay in business?
Yeah, no, you pay an admission up front. So like it's like, around $10. The Kidcadia one's like double that, per kid. And then they can run around for sometimes a limited time, like a couple hours or whatever. Maybe it's all day. And then you can sit in the cafe and enjoy. They have snacks and drinks. And it's just, like you said, a place for kids to run around, and then parents either get a little bit of work done or have coffee with a friend. It's a great concept.
Well, I've just turned my sister onto your website. She's got my nephew's 2.5. And she's going crazy because the kid loves to run. He loves to do stuff. But when it's, 15 degrees, it's not real conducive.
Right. Exactly. Well, I hope it helps her.
Callie Herbst, mkewithkids.com is the website. Thanks, Callie.
Happy New Year.
News about your money this morning. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow Jones Industrial Average fell, but only about 26 points. It's at 42,707. NASDAQ closed at 19,865. That was up about 1.25%. S&P 500 was up as well, 33 points to 5975. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
Hey, WTMJ's John Burke here. If you're looking for a way to transform your garage, basement, patio, or commercial concrete floors, Spartan Coatings will get it done for you. They're doing the work in my garage. It was kind of scaly. It wasn't looking great. Now it's on the way to being fantastic. It is high-quality coatings, and it's stylish. It's Spartan Coatings. Let them take care of you. And right now, great special going on, $300 off your next project. $300 if you book today. The teams I trust are at Spartan. Strength meets style. That's Spartan Strong. It's Spartan Coatings.
By now you've probably figured out what's most important to us at Semperfi is our reputation. Building a great character-driven remodeling company is actually quite easy. It's just the first 20 years that are a bit challenging. Great companies are collections of great people, and we have great people. They're the ones that helped us build our reputation, but they only come after you've built something they want to be part of. We don't necessarily have to look for good people. They come to us. And that's what you want when you hire an exterior remodeling company. Someone who's going to stand behind their work, and a company that is truly proud of their people. And it's because they do great work. And when you're ready, we'll do great work for you too. This is Brad Youngluth with Semperfi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semperfi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semperfi!
Siding Unlimited, named the best window installers, not just here, but in the whole USA. Get the best. Siding Unlimited, 4-time winner as America's best window installer. For windows, you call Siding Unlimited first and directly. SidingUnlimited.com.
If better health, more energy, and detoxing your body are some of your priorities this year, get Active Liver today. You can find Active Liver in stores at your local CVS or online at Amazon or NewNordicUSA.com.
Just about 6:30. I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News, Tuesday, January 7th. Our top story, a struggle leads to shots on Milwaukee's South Side.
I'm Erik Bilstad, fighting drug addiction in South Milwaukee.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. Everything's looking good on the roads right now. Not seeing really any incidents really to speak of. And volume is super light, so we're in good shape. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Chilly day ahead in your Storm Team forecast. A high of just 27 degrees. Under partly to mostly cloudy skies. Partly cloudy overnight. Tonight's low down to 13. Don't warm up at all. In fact, we're a little bit colder tomorrow. Sun and clouds with a few flurries on Wednesday. Wednesday's high just 22. Right now at 15 degrees in Milwaukee.
ABC News, I'm Sherry. Preston, police are trying to figure out how and why 2 people made their way into the landing gear section of a JetBlue plane and died there. Their bodies were found last night at the airport in Fort Lauderdale during a routine maintenance check on the plane. The flight had originated at New York's JFK airport. We're learning more about the planning that went into the deadly New Year's terror attack in New Orleans. ABC's Trevor Ault is on Bourbon Street.
Surveillance video shows the suspect placing a pair of coolers at the scene ahead of the attack, where he appears to be on his cell phone before looking up to wave. Inside those coolers, law enforcement say they found steel pipes surrounded by 24 rolls of nails and a radio-controlled receiver. Authorities also discovering jars of flammable liquid inside the white Ford F-150 he used to barrel into those Bourbon Street crowds.
The massive snowstorm that stretched from the Midwest to the Mid-Atlantic left 9 people dead and hundreds of thousands without power. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:31.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, a 19-year-old shot during a struggle with 2 Milwaukee police officers late Monday after officers say he pulled out a gun. Officers said they were speaking with the man who was wanted for sexual assault of a child and child enticement. They were at a home on the city's south side when a struggle ensued. Chief of Police Jeffrey Norman.
While communicating with the suspect pulled out a firearm. A struggle ensued between 2 officers and a suspect over the firearm. One officer discharged his firearm, subsequently striking the suspect.
Suspect is in custody, is expected to survive. 35-year-old police officer involved is on administrative leave pending the outcome of an investigation.
Not all ice is holding at the moment. We have another UTV ice rescue. Man fell through the ice while riding his UTV on Lake Holcomb in Chippewa County Monday. Was rescued and is recovering today. Meanwhile, this comes after 2 men were rescued from Lake Sinisippi when their UTV fell through the ice on Sunday.
Woman arrested in Fond du Lac, her 4th OWI, 43-year-old Amber Harry of Appleton, stopped for speeding on I-41. She had a child under the age of 16 in the car with her. Wisconsin State Patrol arrested Harry, accused of operating a vehicle while under the influence of a controlled substance.
Fighting overdoses, one vending machine at a time. City of South Milwaukee now installing a harm reduction vending machine outside City Hall. Holds items like Narcan, fentanyl test strips, medication disposal bags, etc. President of the nonprofit group George for Recovery Fund, George Moore, tells WTMJ that fentanyl is in a majority of illicit drugs.
7 out of 10 counterfeit pills that are confiscated by the DEA, have fentanyl in them. And last year they confiscated over 80 million and 14,000 pounds of pure fentanyl.
Moore says that with more harm reduction kits being installed, he hopes the rate of overdoses goes down.
Representing Wisconsin on the Miss America stage, Mandy Genord of Beaver Dam telling WTMJ how she became friends with Sunday's ultimate winner, Miss Alabama.
She's such a sweetheart, very authentic, very intentional. I was hoping that she would get to live out her dream. And also, Wisconsin, just in general, typically stands behind the woman who gets crowned in order of state and the alphabet. And so to be able to watch her dreams come true, it really was beautiful.
Our Miss Wisconsin made it into the top 11. She was named a preliminary fitness winner and American Heart Association regional winner.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 6:34. Coming up, why does this keep happening?
Traffic is sponsored by the residential and commercial electrical experts at Best Electric. BestElectric.com. Connect with Best Electric for panel upgrades, electrical vehicle charging installation, and residential electric service calls. Visit BestElectric.com today.
This report is sponsored by CertaPro Painters.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. You business owner, I got a perfect way for you to freshen up your business. How about a fresh coat of paint? Call your neighborhood CertaPro painter. Ask about their color consultation services. I use CertaPro. They're the best. They're affordable. They're efficient. They do things the right way. Each CertaPro painter's business is independently owned and operated. Homeowners, this is the way to freshen up your house like we did. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. That's the guys I trust. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
Here's to a Wisconsin winter you will always remember. To playing outdoors in a winter wonderland. Here's to cozying up around the fire and holding someone close. And to staying downtown, where the food scene makes your heart sing. And to celebrating moments frozen in time. Here's to those who Wisconsin. Plan your winter getaway at TravelWisconsin.com. Sponsored by Travel Wisconsin.
Hey, this is Steve Scafidi for Advent. I had some snoring issues that kept my wife up at night. That led to poor sleep and a lot of tired mornings on the radio, and nobody wants that, trust me. Put it simply, my nose wasn't working the way it should. I decided to go to Advent for a quick 30-minute visit, one of their great facilities, talk to a bunch of their doctors. They really put me at ease. After a really simple sleep study at home, in my own bed, they determined the root cause of my problem had to do with my sinuses and nasal passages in my breathing triangle. I didn't even know I had a breathing triangle, so I went to see Advent. After a short procedure done in office, I'm back to breathing well, and my wife and I are both back to sleeping through the whole night. The best sleep we've ever had, that could be you. If you struggle with restless nights like I did, take the time to see how Advent can help. To find out how breathing well and sleeping well can make your life and your nights a whole lot better, go to AdventKnows.com, schedule an appointment today. Because Advent knows, when you breathe well, you live better.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:36.
Wide receiver Christian Watson out for the playoffs, but why was he out there in the season finale? Head coach Matt LaFleur addresses that in Sports at 6:45.
Why is this happening? Second time in a number of weeks that this has occurred. CNN and other outlets have the story. 2 people found dead in the wheel well of a JetBlue plane. The plane from New York had landed at Fort Lauderdale International Airport. Bodies discovered Monday night during a post-flight maintenance inspection, which they do for every plane. Whenever they land, they do this post-flight stuff. The identity is unknown, but in the wheel well. JetBlue said the plane had most recently operated as 1801, yada yada, from JFK, and they found them inside there. And this comes 2 weeks after a body was found in a wheel bay of a United Airlines flight from Chicago to Maui. It just happened a couple of weeks ago. Someone tried this very same thing. The FAA is reiterating to everyone, hey, by the way, this has happened from time to time that people have tried to do this. It's a very common stowaway spot if you were to try to stow away on a plane.
Yeah, well.
But you're not going to survive.
Right.
If you are not crushed and killed that way, you're going to run out of oxygen or freeze to death. So why does this keep happening?
Right. I mean, are these folks somehow under the impression that they're going to make the trip?
Well,
is that what's at play
Still
here?
trying to figure out. Stowaways who aren't crushed often end up losing consciousness or freezing once the plane's at cruising altitude. There have been other recent stowaway incidents that raised serious alarm over airport security during the busy holiday travel. Had a situation around Thanksgiving. Woman boarded a Delta plane. Made it from JFK to Paris before she was arrested. That was a whole different situation.
Well, at least she got on the plane, was in the cabin.
But my goodness.
Whole world's lost its mind.
You think it's just that? Or it seems like it's always some kind of easy behavior modification. You see it somewhere, whether it's some kind of social media thing or some kind of brand.
It's a TikTok challenge or something? TikTok Wheel Well Challenge.
Would it not shock you if it's something stupid
it would not.
like that?
6:38 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Join the roar of 18,000 Bucks fans at Fiserv Forum and be a part of the slam dunks, game-changing plays, and electrifying victories live. Witness the edge-of-your-seat action and unforgettable moments as they happen. You don't want to miss this. Grab your calendar, handpick your favorite matchups, and secure your seats for Dame time in Milwaukee and every incredible moment that comes next at Bucks.com/tickets. That's Bucks.com/tickets.
Vince Vitrano here for Annex Wealth Management. All you got to do is look at the Vitrano family Christmas card. You got one, E? Huh? Good looking card
nice,
this
yeah.
year, right?
Appreciate that.
Yeah, you see the kids growing up fast. It's a not so gentle reminder that time marches on. Solid financial planning guides you during life's journey. The goal used to be the gold watch on retirement day, but we all know that life in retirement can be nearly as long as our working careers. Lot of life to live in retirement, and having a partner like Annex Wealth Management can put the team on your side. And the fact that they're a fee-only fiduciary means the advice is clear and unbiased. No commissions mean their recommendations are in your best interest always, not somebody else. Financial planning at every level, Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, and Annex Ignite. They'll meet you where you're at. Visit AnnexWealth.com and click on the Get Started button. Schedule your appointment today. That's Annex Wealth Management.
For over a century, local broadcasting has evolved with the needs of the community. We move past the stigmas of opinion journalism and bring the most relevant news online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
Shop the January New Year's sale on better quality furniture and mattresses at Ken Michaels Furniture. Shop Ken Michaels Furniture's January New Year's sale for savings up to 50% off on better quality furniture and mattresses. Showrooms in Greenfield, Brookfield, and downtown Milwaukee.
20 to 7. What do you see on the roads this morning, Deb?
Not much. It's a pretty quiet ride so far. Just a couple broken down vehicles. One on the ramp from 175 southbound to westbound 94 in the stadium. Another one on the off-ramp to Rawson Avenue from 94 southbound. Both of these are out of traffic, so we're really not seeing too many delays involved with those. And everything else is looking good. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
WTMJ 5-day forecast. Partly cloudy skies this morning, turning mostly cloudy this afternoon with high temperatures in the mid to upper 20s and wind chills in the teens. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, low temperatures falling in the teens with wind chills in the single digits. A mix of sun and clouds for Wednesday, a few flurries with high temperatures looking chilly in the lower 20s. Partly cloudy skies on Thursday, a bit warmer in the upper 20s, close to 30 on Friday with a small chance for a few light snow showers. And then for Saturday, high temperatures in the lower 30s with partly cloudy skies. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore, the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee at just 15 degrees. .642 this Tuesday morning, Wisconsin's Morning News. Retail theft at epidemic levels. And interesting story here out of Brookfield. Interesting because it sounds like this time somebody actually tried to stop the thieves. More on that in a moment. Nationwide figures show losses at major retailers eclipsing $120 billion in 2023. Last full year where stats were available. Recent report from the National Retail Federation shows a 93% increase in shoplifting between 2019 and 2023. So in many cases, what do we see? Right here in southeast Wisconsin. These reports from local police of people just walking out of stores. with handfuls, with bagfuls, even carts of merchandise.
And you wonder if employees are told or given advice on how to handle if and when they see it taking place.
The thefts are reported to police, but it seems little is or can be done at the point of theft, at the moment someone's walking out of the store. It's why I bring this story up out of Brookfield. Police issuing an alert as they're still looking for the suspects who stole a bunch of stuff from the Kohl's, 124th and North, but something stood out to me from this police report. The theft occurred on New Year's Eve. 2 men stealing clothes, jewelry, other items from the store. And the report from Brookfield Police reads, when loss prevention attempted to stop the suspects, one of the suspects forcefully pushed the LP officer. 2 suspects entered a black Buick Rainier with no rear license plate. They fled the scene when officers attempted to conduct a traffic stop on the vehicle. The suspects fled southbound on I-41. City of Brookfield Police Department requesting assistance in identifying the suspects. And they've got a couple of pictures up there. But the reason I bring it up is because I don't often see these intervention tactics.
So they called it a loss prevention officer. So basically a security guard?
Yeah, I guess. And at least there was someone, so you're not talking about the store clerk who's checking you out or whatever. There's someone assigned to this task of at least trying to get in the way of somebody who's walking out of the store with stolen goods. And as I said, there's no record of anyone in many of these cases trying to stop people. But here you have this loss prevention officer and later police actually chasing the suspect vehicle.
So you got to be good with a security guard trying to do it, but it's easy to understand why companies or part-time employees are not interested in trying to stop someone from stealing something. Like, imagine if that was your kid working at the Kohl's. Do you want them getting in front of someone stealing clothes? Is it worth it to get hurt or, God forbid, something worse just to prevent them from taking a couple of pieces of jewelry?
You are absolutely right. But then also right is, but then why wouldn't people steal whatever they want if no one's going to ever try to stop them?
Yeah.
So like somewhere in there has to be this answer. You know, maybe it's more specific people like these loss prevention officers or security. We've had folks text in always armed security, armed security. Okay, armed security, but then even at that, what are we willing to empower an armed security guard to do to stop someone walking out with something?
And we've seen issues with that. Yeah,
Right.
and there's been deadly consequences to that, which has led to charges in some cases. So it's a weird game.
Complicated question with difficult answers. But again, this morning, at least it looks like in Brookfield, somebody is trying to get in the way. 6:45 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
If you're looking to build or remodel, then check out the 2025 Metropolitan Builders Association Home Building and Remodeling Show, presented by Nuns, January 10th through the 12th at State Fair Park. Learn about the latest home building and remodeling trends from over 150 MBA industry experts. For more information and tickets, visit mbahomeshow.com. If building and remodeling is on your to-do list in 2025, then don't miss the MBA Home Building and Remodeling Show this weekend at State Fair Park.
Make sure the seals on your doors, windows, even the garage door are in good shape. A physical barrier will do more to prevent pests than you might think. Vince Vitrano here for the Bugman and Queen Bee, your best local pest defense. Just a few tips from Adam. Adam's the Bugman himself on keeping rodents out of your home this winter. Adam told me the other day that the mild fall that we had extended the opportunity for critters to find a way in. They search for even the smallest of spots to squeeze into your home, and then they've got a nice warm place for the winter to grow their little family. Ugh, that is not good. So you want to get the Bugman and Queen Bee out to the house or your business, full rodent inspection, and a plan to take care of the problem if they're already inside. How's this? 20% off your first service or 25% off 2 services in that first appointment. If you want to do critters and bugs, for example, on the same stop. Best in local pest defense, the folks we use at our home, 262-633-3411, bugmanqueenbee.com.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
Green Bay Packers will be without, perhaps, their lone deep threat in the offense on Sunday with wide receiver Christian Watson out for the playoffs.
I hurt for him. I obviously hurt for our team, but I just more for him just because I know how much he's put into this thing.
Packers head coach Matt LaFleur, reportedly a torn ACL. A lot of talk about why the Packers played him at all as he was coming off a knee injury.
He came to us, I think on Friday, and just said, hey, if I go and practice today, can I be up?
And LaFleur also saying the injury to Watson Sunday was not to the knee that they were previously concerned about. So just It happened. So you got who you got. Quarterback Jordan Love and backup Malik Willis both banged up. LaFleur says he talked with both players Monday. They, as he said, seemed to be doing all right. Not terribly reassuring.
Now, that's gamesmanship.
Right.
Of course, he's going to say that all week, right?
Yeah. Well, we got the game regardless. We're going to play it anyway. 3:30 kick against the league's number one defense in Philadelphia.
The Bucks right the ship, beating the lowly Raptors 128-104 in Toronto. Damian Lillard had 25. Giannis with a triple-double. And the Bucks leave Canada with the dub.
Feels good. I'm not even going to lie. It feels good. Winning in the league, you can never take it for granted.
Yeah, Bucks had lost 2 in a row. Giannis would need stitches on his finger after hitting the rim in the second quarter. Both he and Dame sat out the fourth. Neat moment during the game for Brook Lopez, who reached a milestone.
Brings it against Barrett, throws to the trailer. Lopez wide open, top of the key for 3. You betcha. Brook Lopez, the last 5. It's the 1,000th three-pointer of his career, distinguished career.
How about that? 1,000 3-pointers. I swear I've seen every one of those.
It
seems like he shoots a lot.
Man, I love to see that cat stroke, though, right? It's so smooth.
Oh, yeah. Future Hall of Famer, Brook Lopez. Yeah. Up next for the Bucks, Wemby. Wemby comes to town. This is the guy you want. He's the next generation of the NBA, and he's going to be at Fiserv tomorrow. Victor Wembanyama and the San Antonio Spurs, Fiserv tomorrow night. Badgers win. They beat Rutgers 75-63. They're now 2-2 in the conference. Up next, Minnesota Friday. Badger Sports Update, sponsored by Siding Unlimited Siding and a whole lot more.
You know, it's the Badgers' first road win.
Oof. Yeah.
It's January, man.
12-3 and 2-2 in the conference. So, yeah.
6:49 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Don't count us out. Not
Lillard
yet.
scoops to the hoop, lays it in. The Bucks have taken a 1-point Lopez in transition, squeezes up a 3, and he drilled it. The Bucks throwing fire.
This season is far from over.
To work with, drives inside and stuffs it down with the right hand. 59 points now for Giannis. He's tapping his chest as he goes the other way, saying, "This is my house.
We are the home of the Bucks.
This is my house."
WTMJ.
Vince Vitrano here for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Going to tell you about a new deal in this new year in just a moment. But you got rough days ahead in the weather. Days are kind of gloomy as well. Gray, frigid days on the horizon where you kind of want to be snugly and warm at home. And that's where Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin comes in. They're inviting doors, welcome friends and family into your cozy home. And thanks to Pella's gorgeous, energy-efficient windows, you can keep the cold out. Pella can make your home as beautiful on the outside as it is comfortable on the inside. And here's the deal. You can celebrate the new year with 0% interest on your financing for up to 3 years at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Got my new front door coming this week. Pella install day is ahead. Now, mostly that's for, aesthetic reasons. I mean, I expect it to be well insulated as well, but I can't wait to see how this beautiful door looks on our home. So you got that, plus the energy efficiency in those doors and windows. And right now you have until January 31st to score Pella's New Year's special, 0% interest on your financing for up to 3 years. Certain restrictions do apply. Visit PellaWI.com.
When you work at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores, you'll be helping us help others. There are many that need our help, and we need your help to carry out our mission. St. Vincent de Paul is always looking for part-time team members. You'll get competitive pay, benefits, and flexibility in scheduling. So apply online at svdpmilw.org or stop by Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, or 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
At 6:51, a check on the morning traffic. Debbie?
All right, it's just starting to slow down a little bit on the Rock Freeway heading northbound between Highway 100 and the Hale Interchange. Eastbound 94 tightening up just a bit around 68th Street. The rest of the system looking pretty good, not seeing really any other issues. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
WTMJ forecast sponsored by Dave Dre Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. Chilly stretch here. I can get you back to freezing by Saturday. Here's the forecast. High of 27 degrees today under mostly cloudy skies. Partly cloudy tonight. Low down to 13. Sun and clouds, maybe a few flurries on Wednesday. High of 22. High of 28 on Thursday. Friday, just a chance of some light snow and a high of 30. Saturday, partly cloudy. And the warm spot in the week ahead with a high of 32. Right now, 15 in Milwaukee. Friend of the program and two-time Sports Writer of the Year, Lori Nickel, on the line with us this morning. Hey, Lori.
Good morning.
Okay, give us a prediction. Who's going to win on Sunday? I know you don't do predictions.
Somebody's going to win.
Do you predict us even being in this ball game? I tell you, Matt LaFleur's Monday news conference, I know there's a little bit of gamesmanship, but boy, it just didn't feel right.
Gosh, I know. Well, that Christian Watson loss for them was a big deal. First of all, they were all the Packers were to a man very upset Sunday after the loss because there were coaching mistakes and player mistakes. But then to lose Watson like that, I think was pretty upsetting for a lot of people. But you got to keep going, and they really need to move on and just keep going.
How hard is that? I mean, and who is responsible for setting that tone? Is it the coaching staff? Is it the leaders in the locker room? Like, who will get them out of this sort of funk as we enter the playoffs here?
I think that's such a great question because, the two best leaders on this team are brand new first-year guys, David McKinney and Josh Jacobs. And they have both, I talked to both of them on Sunday. They embrace that leadership role so much. And interestingly, they don't bring all this not baggage, but they don't bring all this pressure and expectation. They came here to win. They came here for certain achievements, and they don't care that they're the third and final team in the NFC North to qualify for the playoffs. They're in. That's all that matters to them. So those two have very, very, very big leadership roles. And I don't know if you heard, Jordan Love, too, is a big one, how he handles things. He's so cool under pressure. And Sunday he said, yeah, we're not going in with any momentum. Who cares? And that is just perfect. Jordan Love can be young and kind of not naive, but just kind of just go in and play. The pressure is literally on every other team in the playoffs.
Vince doesn't like him.
Who don't I like?
Jordan Love.
No, I just think he's boring, which is fine. As long as he throws a whole bunch of touchdowns, I'm good with it. I just was waiting for the Jordan Love of the last 6 games or so of last season, and I don't know that I saw him.
Well, to be fair, though, he was pulled yesterday, right. with that, Sunday with that elbow injury. Yep. And that's a common criticism that I hear underlying, that he's, where's the personality quirks and all that. But we've had enough of that in the last 2.5 decades.
I'm fine with it.
So, I really like the cool, calm, collected type. I really do. There are some athletes who are like that. And, again, you can lean on some of these other guys for the leadership roles. The Packers are probably going to need a touchdown out of their defense on Sunday for any chance to upset the Eagles. So why not listen to McKinney or why not listen to Rashawn Gary? Those are guys, but again, there's only so much talking you can do and all that. It all comes down to being prepared and sharp, and Romeo Doubs needs to be healthy to play for Watson. Health is everything. The longer I covered this stuff, the more I realized being healthy in the playoffs is everything. And Josh Jacobs is healthy, and he rested on Sunday as well. He got that touchdown history-making record for 8 straight, touchdowns. He set a record for the Packers, and then they rested him. So having a healthy Josh Jacobs can change a lot for the Packers. But whether or not they have a chance, the Eagles have one of the best defenses in all the NFL. They're only allowing 280 yards a game. So I think it's going to be tough.
Lori, I'm always curious before they announce the start time for these playoff games, because it's always very fluid. And will it be on a Saturday night so you hear all the stories about, well, my wedding was ruined because of the Packers playoff game?
We had the company party and they didn't want to bring the TV in, but then nobody was paying attention.
Right. So no real drama there because it's just a standard Sunday afternoon game.
I don't care. After 4th and 26, I still remember the email messages that I got from that. I'm turning off all my socials and just everything because some of you guys are crazy. After seeing how people were acting in Lambeau on Sunday wearing no clothes, obviously, and there's a little bit of a unhinged part of don't let it ruin your day. Have a backup plan. Have some comfort food ready. Whatever you need to do.
Lori Nickel, two-time Sports Writer of the Year and friend of the program. Thanks, Lori. That is solid advice.
Take care.
6:57 on Wisconsin's Morning News. I was at 4th and 2016.
I know.
Maybe that to me is why that was the all-time ultimate gut punch, because I was there. Plus, it was done. It was over.
Yeah.
Fourth down.
Game was done.
26.
You're right.
This report brought to you by Mr. Holland's Heating and Air Conditioning. Visit MrHollandsHeatingandAir.com.
107,471. Is that A, the number of minutes spent listening to your kids describe their favorite YouTuber's latest video? B, the combined number of calories you consume during football season? Or C, the number of households left without power during one of the last big winter storms? While A and B may be true, the real answer is C. But this winter, that 6-digit number can be reduced by 1 with your brand new whole house Generac generator from Mr. Holland's Home Services. We hardwire your new generator directly into your home's electrical system. Lights stay glowing, Wi-Fi goes on flowing, and your furnace keeps it going. All thanks to your new whole house Generac generator from Mr. Holland's Home Services. Oh, did I mention payments for as low as $99 a month? Call 866-992-1717 or visit MrHollandsHomeservices.com. Ready to power through another winter? We can help.
Winning in the NFL comes down to the basics, blocking and tackling. In retirement, the certainty of protection and income are the keys to success. And as a former NFL player myself, I have experience with both. Hi, I'm Mitch Lyons. Having played on winning teams with the Steelers and Falcons, studying game films helped me mentally prepare for the challenges ahead. Now I star in a new Hollywood documentary called The Retirement Deception to help you visualize and prepare for your fourth quarter of life. You see, you don't retire on your nest egg, but rather the income it can produce. This film shows you exactly how to protect your retirement from stock market drops and produce more income than you thought possible. And it's free for you to view. Call 844-763-2837 right now for your free streaming code to watch The Retirement Deception. Don't risk your retirement savings at the goal line. You don't need to be risky to have a winning strategy. Call today to speak with an all-pro retirement specialist to get your free streaming code to watch The Retirement Deception. Call today, 844-763-2837. That's 844-763-2837. MitchLyonsWealth.com, your best game plan to protect, grow, and win retirement.
The place you want to go, Lynch McWanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
Trusted, relevant, locally owned, locally programmed. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ Milwaukee.
7 o'clock. I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. Tuesday, January 7th, our top story. Police shot a suspect on Milwaukee's south side.
I'm Erik Bilstad. A delay denied in New York.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. Eastbound on 94, just starting to slow down a little bit east of 84th Street all the way past 68th. Overall, everything else is rolling along just fine. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Partly cloudy skies to start, then turning mostly cloudy today with a high of 27 degrees. Partly cloudy overnight, low down to 13. We're barely above that at 15 right now in Milwaukee. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, Milwaukee police shot a suspect during an overnight struggle on the city's south side.
A 19-year-old male suspect wanted for sexual assault of a child was in a home near 7th and Arthur. When officers attempted to arrest the man, that's when Police Chief Jeffrey Norman says the suspect pulled out a gun.
A struggle ensued between two officers and a suspect over the firearm. One officer discharged his firearm, subsequently striking the suspect.
That suspect is now in custody and is expected to survive. The 35-year-old male officer who shot the suspect is on administrative leave. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
An update to a story we've been following in western Wisconsin. An armed and dangerous man remains at large.
The FBI and U.S. Marshals joined the search for 47-year-old Virgil Thu. He now faces homicide charges for 3 deaths at a home in New Lisbon. Authorities believe Thu may have left the western Wisconsin area. The woman found dead in the home has been identified as Thu's girlfriend, 33-year-old Elizabeth Kolba. 2 girls were also found dead, ages 12 and 13. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Now, Thu's last confirmed location spotted, he was seen January 1st just outside of New Lisbon.
JetBlue working with investigators in Florida. They're trying to figure out how 2 people ended up in the landing gear compartment of a JetBlue aircraft.
JetBlue Flight 1801 took off from New York's JFK Airport at 7:49 last night for a 3-hour, 21-minute trip to Fort Lauderdale. But during a post-flight inspection of the twin-engine Airbus,
The gate technician in the landing gear area noticed two males
the dispatch audio from Broadcastify.
as they are not moving in the landing gear area.
JetBlue says it's trying to determine how and why the unidentified men got into the wheel well. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
A judge is denying the latest attempt by President-elect Donald Trump to delay sentencing in his 2016 election interference case, currently set for the end of the week. The judge says Trump's arguments are, for the most part, a repetition of previous ones and are also, for the most part, factually distinguishable from the actual record. Trump was convicted last year on 34 felony counts related to suppressing negative coverage during his first campaign, but has successfully delayed his sentencing multiple times.
The Biden administration moving quickly to transfer detainees out of Guantanamo Bay before the end of the Biden presidency. Cami McCormick from CBS News.
11 Yemeni men were secretly transferred by the Pentagon to Oman. They had been held for 2 decades and never charged with a crime. That leaves just 15 men held at Guantanamo, the fewest in its 20-year history. One of the most well-known prisoners, Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, the 9/11 plotter, is scheduled to plead guilty soon to avoid the death penalty. He's among only 7 detainees charged with crimes.
President George W. Bush first opened the facility for the War on Terror in 2002. It held 800 detainees at its peak.
News about your money. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau is planning to remove billions of dollars in medical debt from the credit reports of 15 million Americans.
Millions of Americans burdened by medical debt will no longer have to worry about how it affects their credit score. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau announced today that they will remove medical debt from the credit reports of more than 15 million Americans, raising their credit scores by an estimated average of 20 points. This will make it easier for Americans burdened by medical debt to be approved for loans they may have otherwise been denied. Paulina Smolinski, CBS News, Washington.
Also, new details this morning about online holiday shopping data. How much did we spend, according to Adobe Analytics, from November 1st to December 31st? It finds consumers spent a record $241 billion online, up more than 8% from the same period last year.
Coming up,
$1,200 worth of meat. What do you do with that?
Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time, 7:05.
This report is sponsored by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more. SidingUnlimited.com.
America's Best installer of America's Best replacement windows does not have the word windows in their name. Their name is Siding. Siding Unlimited. Hey, the Sons took Dad's siding business and ran with it. Siding Unlimited, the family-owned Wisconsin company, keeps climbing to the top of Pella Windows of Pella, Iowa's awards. Siding Unlimited, one of only 5 Pella Premier installers in the whole country. But better than that, the top. For 4 of the past 5 years, Pella has honored Siding Unlimited as their National Certified Contractor of the Year. You want windows? Pay Wisconsin prices with this great local company, delivering national championship award-winning service. Great craftsmanship, clean up behind, and leave the job better than before and better than expected. You know, the company with Wisconsin family values. Pride in integrity, pride in people, pride in Wisconsin. SidingUnlimited.com.
The holiday season is a magical time of year to visit Lake Geneva. Embark on an enchanting Santa cruise on the lake. Take in a parade of trees and marvel at the world's tallest glass tree, built before your very eyes. Enjoy holiday shopping in a historic downtown. Chill out with festive food and libations in an igloo under the stars. Or find adventure on a zipline, ski hill, or snow-covered nature trail. Make Lake Geneva your place for holiday fun this year. Check out visitlakegeneva.com today for all the festive details.
I know you have a great dog, right? But you know there's room for improvement. At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we can help. Our attention-based training system uses modern technology to help you better communicate with your dog, even in high distraction. When you schedule a free consultation with us, you will have the opportunity to see our training in action and meet for yourself our happy dogs off leash and under control. Contact Sit Means Sit today at 262-361-3641 or find us on the web at sitmeansitwaukesha.com to schedule your free consultation so you can have a happy, confident, and obedient dog.
Advent will get you breathing freely again with simple in-office solutions like turbinate reduction along with balloon sinuplasty that really can change your life.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:07.
Tough news for the Green Bay Packers heading into Sunday's wild card playoff game against the Eagles.
The season is over for top wide receiver Christian Watson after a significant knee injury suffered during Sunday's loss to the Bears.
It's not good.
Packers head coach Matt LaFleur, ESPN's Rob Domofsky reporting a torn ACL for Watson.
He's so versatile. Obviously, he's got an element in terms of his size and speed that's tough to replicate. There's not many built like him. I hurt for him. I obviously hurt for our team, but I just more for him just because I know how much he's put into this thing.
Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
More on the Packers coming up in sports. Kickoff Sunday, 3:30 at Lincoln Financial Field.
Changes are coming to Facebook and Instagram. New this morning, Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg says the company is making changes to its content moderation policies, getting rid of fact checkers and replacing them with user-generated community notes. Now, that's similarly being used on X right now, the community notes. Meanwhile, Meta is also appointing 3 new members to its board of directors, including the president and CEO of Ultimate Fighting Championship, Dana White, who is a good friend of President-elect Donald Trump's.
An attempted meat heist in California. $1,200 worth of high-quality meat stolen from a Safeway in Cupertino. Workers saw the thieves stuffing steaks and other prime cuts into a Prius. Folks out there reacting.
Wow, okay.
$1,200 worth of meat is... What do you do with that?
Well, you sell it again, right?
Yeah. Or eat some of it.
Or that's a hell of a cookout, right? You know, playoffs coming up. You know. Now, come on over. Just bring some drinks. You know, bring a six or something.
Rams are playing Monday night.
I got the meat. We're taken care of there. Deputies went right to the registered owner's house and they found the stash. Oh, by the way, 7:09 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Erik Bilstad. As we ring in 2025, are you heading into the new year with the same old joint pain? It's time to make a resolution, to get moving again. No more achy joints for your knees, your hips, shoulders, or your back. You're going to call QC Kinetics in 2025, the nation's leader in regenerative medicine and joint preservation. Got locations in Greenfield and Mequon under the leadership of Medical Director Dr. Ashley Caravelli. Yes, you can revitalize your joints with advanced orthobiologic treatments at QC Kinetics. No steroids, no drugs, no surgery. This is the future of medicine using an array of natural solutions. So many of your neighbors here in Milwaukee are living life again without the constant pain in their joints. Here's what you do. Resolve to get lasting relief in 2025. Call QC Kinetics today, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. Call QC Kinetics today. Happy New Year.
7:10, Debbie Lazica watching the roads.
Yeah, eastbound 94 is going to be a bit backed up from 84th Street past 68th. A little bit coming out of the stadium interchange as well. Westbound still pretty clear. Couple of broken down vehicles here and there, but they are all out of traffic, so they're not really affecting your ride. Just something to keep your eyes open for. The rest of the system looking good. I'm Debbie Lazica with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
WTMJ 5-day forecast. Partly cloudy skies this morning, turning mostly cloudy this afternoon with high temperatures in the mid to upper 20s and wind chills in the teens. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, low temperatures falling in the teens with wind chills in the single digits. A mix of sun and clouds for Wednesday, a few flurries with high temperatures looking chilly in the lower 20s. Partly cloudy skies on Thursday, a bit warmer in the upper 20s, close to 30 on Friday with a small chance for a few light snow showers. And then for Saturday, high temperatures in the lower 30s with partly cloudy skies. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
At just 15 degrees.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here are your hosts, Vince Vitrano and Erik Bilstad.
Getting into the new year and everything is ramping up. News-making, stories, incidents, events, pretty much every day now.
We're super front-loaded here, right?
Yep.
Early January, because you have new administration.
Oh, yeah, and that's especially
Congress
with
just
that.
already sworn in, the vote certified yesterday.
And the loss of a former commander-in-chief.
Happening today.
Yes. So the late President Jimmy Carter, his remains will depart the Carter Presidential Center in Atlanta today. Right now, lying in repose in Atlanta. He'll then be brought to Washington, D.C. later. So some 10,000 people have already said to have paid their respects in Atlanta as the former president lies in repose.
People have flocked to the Carter Center here
in Atlanta, just outside of the downtown area, to pay their respects. We have heard from and seen people come from far and wide to say thank you, Mr. President, really in the hours following the announcement of his death.
That's CBS correspondent Skylar Henry there. The Carter family says they've heard from 133 different countries offering condolences. Can you name 15? People have been filing through, as you heard there from Skylar, leaving notes, flowers, pictures, and other items.
One of the remarkable things was also just seeing cans of peanuts. Of course, we know the former president was a peanut farmer, so people paying their respect in that way as well.
Leaving peanuts
You love
there.
that. You love the peanut
That's my
thing,
favorite part. I love that. Somewhere in the Mr. Peanut costume.
I'm waiting for it. Someone's going to do it.
That would be so amazing. I think Carter would have appreciated that.
Right,
That
like
has not happened.
Mr. Peanut shows up at one of these memorials.
Hat in
right?
hand.
Little monocle.
Be a nice moment.
Cane.
So today, the big move to Washington. The flight has been designated Special Air Mission 39 in honor of him being the 39th president. And then once in Washington...
around 9:30 Eastern time this morning, he will be leaving the Carter Center in Atlanta for the journey back here to Washington, D.C., to the U.S. Capitol. When he arrives here in Washington, first he'll pass by the U.S. Navy Memorial. Carter was someone who graduated from the U.S. Naval Academy back in 1968. And then the hearse will come here to the U.S. Capitol.
Yeah, CBS News correspondent Jared Hill there. There will also be a horse-drawn carriage procession at some point. Once at the Capitol, there'll be another ceremony this afternoon with Congress, and then he will lie in state until Thursday. Of course, Thursday is the national funeral and the day of mourning, which means no mail, no stocks. Federal workers will not work on Thursday.
Sports coming up next. It's sponsored by Holiday Automotive at Highway 23 in Fond du Lac. Holiday Automotive, it's worth the trip.
Hey, Wisconsin, WTMJ's Greg Matzik here for Holiday Automotive in Fond du Lac, where the New Year's sale is on. Hey, is there a new Chevrolet, Buick, or GMC in your future? Connect with Holiday and find one that's right for you. Stack it with their low, simplified price, get more for your trade, then pair it all up with the season's best offers. Ready to take the roads this winter with confidence. Another great option, check out a GM-certified pre-owned model. Enjoy the peace of mind benefits like 2 factory-backed warranties, scheduled maintenance, courtesy transportation, and roadside assistance all included. Driving a GM-certified vehicle from Holiday is a no-brainer. I know you'll appreciate Team Holiday's welcoming, friendly, and genuine guest care. It's the stuff that delights and makes fans of drivers from all over. Fans like me and thousands of others who drive Holiday, Wisconsin's #1 Buick and GMC dealer. Find yours and discover the difference at Holiday Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC, Highway 41 and 23 in Fond du Lac, and at holidaygm.com. It's worth the trip.
Church and Chapel Funeral Homes. Family owned, family operated, family values. Church and Chapel Funeral Homes. There's one near you.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
Packers confirming wide receiver Christian Watson is out for the playoffs. Head coach Matt LaFleur acknowledging mistakes in scheme and execution that cost them the regular season finale against the Bears.
All you can do is move on.
All right, so let's do that, right? Nothing we can do about that one. Turned out to not matter anyway.
Yep.
So Packers sputtering on offense nonetheless, going up against the #1 defense statistically this week in Philadelphia.
I just feel like the defense is, I mean, they're humming right now. It's a very talented defense. You can tell that they've got everybody on the same page. It's much more difficult to get some of those explosive gains. So I would tell you that it's going to be very important for us, for our offense, to be efficient.
You know, I was listening to LaFleur's news conference on Monday, and he started out with, I picked it up right there where he's like, boy, the defense really clicking, everybody's on the same page, and I'm thinking, what? Our defense is not on the same, wait, no. Oh, you're talking about their defense.
Yes,
because that sounded nothing like our defense from Sunday. Both Packers quarterbacks, by the way, Jordan Love and backup Malik Willis, banged up in that game on Sunday. Could be limited in practice this week, but LaFleur said he talked to both of them on Monday, and they're feeling okay.
Yeah, that's going to be the storyline all week.
Is everything okay?
This is what we do in Green Bay.
Were they limited?
I'm not sure.
Were they not?
We'll see.
Did he throw 7 passes?
We'll have a broken
17?
collarbone. They're like, oh, no, maybe he'll play. Like,
may. I don't. We'll see. Day by day. Packers and Eagles, Sunday afternoon, 3:30 kick in Philly.
Milwaukee Bucks with a big win over the Raptors.
As the buzzer sounds on a resounding victory tonight here in Toronto for the Bucks snap out of their 2-game skid from the homestand emphatically.
Yes, emphatically. That's right, Josh Mauer. Bucks win, beating a very bad Raptors team. The final 128-104. Giannis with a triple-double. Dame with 25 points. Neither even played the fourth quarter. It snaps that 2-game skid, as you heard Josh say. Dame, by the way, Lillard says they know how good they can be if they're playing correctly.
We do it over all 4 quarters. It won't guarantee you a win every night, but you're going to win a lot of games this way. So we just got to hold on to, that feeling and that mentality.
Big game for the Bucks tomorrow night. Wemby comes to town. This is like the 7'4" guy.
Wembanyama?
Yep. Victor Wembanyama and the San Antonio Spurs. Hopefully Giannis is good to go. He did cut up his hand, his pinky, hit the rim during the game last night and needed stitches near his pinky, the base of his pinky. So hopefully he's good to go.
You can't play with stitches, right? You got to be out on that.
I mean, he kept playing. He played into the third quarter. And then
they butterflied it up on the sideline there?
Yeah, but Doc said afterwards, he's like, I could tell that he's not right there. So we'll see. Marquette plays Georgetown tonight. You can hear it on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee. The Badgers beat Rutgers. How about that? They won on the road, 75-63. Up next, Minnesota at home. Badger Sports Update sponsored by Siding, Unlimited Siding, and a whole lot more.
If you're an outdoor sports enthusiast, find out what the outlook is. Maybe you got a sled or a pair of skates for Christmas. You want to take that out, snowboard, something like that. We'll find out what the week ahead has in store for you. We'll talk live with Storm Team 4 Chief Meteorologist Brian Isnansky next.
Wisconsin's Morning News is here for you every weekday morning starting at 6 a.m. Vince Vitrano.
Another brewery group is ending its run in Milwaukee, but will continue on as it's bought out by a larger organization.
Erik Bilstad.
The driver of the Tesla Cybertruck that exploded outside a Trump hotel in Las Vegas is now being identified.
And traffic with Debbie Lazica.
894 eastbound, still lit heavy from the Hale interchange all the way to 84th Street.
The news you need to know. Wisconsin's Morning News on WTMJ.
Here's to a Wisconsin winter you will always remember. To playing outdoors in a winter wonderland. Here's to cozying up around the fire and holding someone close. And to staying downtown, where the food scene makes your heart sing. And to celebrating moments frozen in time. Here's to those who Wisconsin. Plan your winter getaway at TravelWisconsin.com. Sponsored by Travel Wisconsin.
Proof of performance. Vince Vitrano for my medical team at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. This made me so happy. Great story here. One of my golf buddies, he's been having a rough stretch. He is on the road now to playing the game we both love, pain-free and better. Second knee just replaced by my medical team at Ortho Wisconsin. It is my team, same guys who did my knee a few years ago. So this dude had Ortho Wisconsin repair his shoulder last offseason, came back strong. Now this offseason, both knees. Texted me the other day after surgery, said, by March, I'll have straight legs. And OAW has the physical therapist to make sure you're back in the game safely and as quickly as they can get you out there. Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, there is a difference. No appointment necessary at OAW walk-in clinics with hours 7 days a week, or book an appointment online at orthowisconsin.com.
Hey, John Mercure here for Guthrie and Fry Water Conditioning. My reverse osmosis system in my house is fantastic. The water I drink, the water we feed the dogs, the water we cook with is crisp, clean, and clear thanks to Guthrie and Fry's RO system. It's the best in the business. It's affordable, it's effective, and you'll feel a lot better. It's all about the science. They know at Guthrie and Fry that better water makes a big difference. Southeast Wisconsin's #1 choice and my choice is Guthrie and Fry Water Conditioning.
Better water makes a big difference. Guthrie and Fry.
Debbie Lazica has an update on the morning drive. Morning, Deb.
Good morning. Yeah, a little bit backed up eastbound 94 coming out of the Zoo interchange all the way through the Stadium interchange. Southbound 43, a little bit tight heading into the Capitol Drive area. Same thing for the 41 southbound from Hampton down through Capitol Drive. Westbound 94 starting to slow down a little bit coming out of the Stadium interchange heading towards Hawley Road. Once you get past that, you should be good to go into Waukesha. I'm Debbie Lazica with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Just about 7:22 on this Tuesday morning. Joining us live, TMJ4 News Chief Meteorologist Brian Isnansky on this Tuesday morning. Hey, Nez.
Yo, what's going on, guys?
Looks like I can get you back to the freezing mark by Saturday. My goodness, cold stretch here.
Maybe. It is. There was... Yeah, it's like, okay, here's winter for real, like in Wisconsin. I was looking last year, there was one time, all of last winter, one time that we had 4 days in a row that stayed below freezing. Now, granted, those days were like below 0 days, but like there was 4 days that there was only one time where we had 4 days in a row. And this whole week, we're not getting above freezing until, maybe Saturday.
Yeah, and that's my thing. Like, I'm not a big winter sports guy, but I appreciate it and respect it. It's a huge part of Wisconsin. So if folks like to snowboard or ski or snowmobile or cross-country ski, whatever, like, look, if I can't golf, it might as well snow or at least be cold enough to have that stuff.
Yeah, and I mean, it's kind of unfortunately, except for like man-made ski hills and stuff, we statewide, we really don't have enough snow to truly enjoy yet. I mean, except for obviously the southeast corner yesterday, got 4 or 5 inches of snow. But like, I mean, besides that, it's like, I hear what you're saying, but I feel like if it's going to be 20 degrees out, you might as well have a little bit of snow on the ground to play in too. It's like it's kind of a bummer that way. And I mean, this is statewide too. Northern Wisconsin, I know we really hammered on it last year, but they're off to another terrible start. Now, granted, it's been cold that they can do some ice fishing and stuff, but they've had less snow than we've had, like many parts of the state, like Wausau and Points North.
I was worried about the ice fishing, heading up north here in a couple of weeks with the crew to do some of that. And last year there was not even an ice cube in the lake, but hoping for better luck this time around.
I think you're good ice fishing. I don't see a huge change in our pattern temperature-wise. I think we're pretty consistent cold, and it's been consistent cold. So I think the lakes are really starting to shore up. Now, again, no ice is 100% safe, but we're definitely in a better spot than where we were last year as far as our ice goes. But, yeah, we need some snow, man. We really do, and I'm not seeing anything major even for the Northwoods here for a while.
Hey, tell them that thing you told me about out west with the
This is crazy.
The warning.
So listen to this, Niz. In Southern California,
oh, great.
Folks are being advised to stay off roads, to stay away from windows if they have trees they believe are unstable on their property because of the winds they expect from Santa Ana.
Oh, geez. Santa Ana winds is like a crazy phenomenon. Just the way the winds are able to accelerate coming down the mountains like that. Super intense. Super crazy stuff. Another weird thing that happens in California that, California, our most beautiful state, but deal with some crazy stuff, man. You know what I mean? Like they just deal with crazy stuff.
100-mile-per-hour wind gusts.
So would those be those would be gusts then? Hey, Niz, like that's not a sustained wind, it just gusts?
Yeah, it's not sustained, but it's pretty frequent. It's not like you get like one little squall line that comes through and the rest of your day is fine.
And then you're done.
I mean, maybe you peak out at 100, but then you have a gust at 98, and then you have a gust at 87, then you have another gust at 98, and then you have another 92, and it's a pretty intense thing, and it's crazy. And those Santa Ana winds can lead to some of our worst fire situations too. So I'm sure they'll be on hold of that and keeping an eye on that as well.
Do you ever do any of that in your meteorologist training, like go in one of those rooms where they blow the wind, so you can feel the impact of the winds?
I haven't, no. I've seen that though. But there is, I think it's called Jumping Country in Brown Deer. You can stick your kid in the tube.
Yes.
You put the kid in the little tube and they can feel a hurricane. I don't know.
They fly around in the air. It's kind of like
I could see you doing that.
Yeah. So my kids usually ask, Dad, can I get $1? Usually I'm a no, but if they want $1 to go get in the hurricane machine, I'm good with that.
My guess is it costs more than $1. I don't know when the last time you.
Yeah, nowadays, you betcha. Yeah.
You used to be able to ask for $0.25. In my day, let me tell you. Actually, there's that place we were talking with Callie Herbst about it from Milwaukee with Kids this morning. There's this slide park open in Wauwatosa. That looks pretty awesome.
Heard about that. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. I got to get my kids over there. I was thinking about like if we had a day in winter break, if we could get over there. But that one looks cool. There's one in Brown Deer, not Brown Deer. Bayshore has a new park that's like, like the, how do you describe it? The jungle gym that you climb in at McDonald's. That's like, you got a tube up here, tube around there. Well, this one's gigantic, and it's at Bayshore Mall. So you can pay, I don't know what it is, and you just let your kid go get lost in that thing for a while.
Or, like when we were kids, go outside.
Right.
Don't want to hear from you.
Totally. And that's the thing, too. My kids, they want the snow. They want to build a snowman. They want to build an igloo. But then usually I get wrapped into that, too. But we'll see. I mean, we got a lot of winter to go here. At least we have the colder temperatures, but it's been a slow go here with the snow.
Appreciate it, Niz. Good catching up.
All right, guys. We'll see you later.
See you, bud.
News about your money this morning. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow Jones Industrial Average. It was down, but not much. Only fell about 26 points to 42,707. NASDAQ and S&P 500 were both up. NASDAQ finished at 19,865. Up 1.25%, and the S&P 500 up 33 points to 59.75. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Welcome to The Knowledge Brokers, our weekly feature covering the dynamics of the insurance market and how it affects Wisconsin businesses and residents. Sponsored by the original Knowledge Broker, R&R Insurance. Joining me once again today, Jeff Salazinski is Vice President of Insurance Operations. Jeff, we're coming up on the new year. A lot of folks start thinking about New Year's resolutions, deciding to make positive changes. Following through, always the tough part, but that's also the important part. What message do you have for folks today as it relates to goal setting in the new year?
Thanks, Vince. Great to be here. Well, if finding a new, better, or more fulfilling career is one of your New Year's resolutions, here's some information about a career at R&R Insurance that may help you get the process started. R&R Insurance has positions available for individuals that have sales experience or for those that do not, but have always been interested in a sales career. We offer a guaranteed base salary so you can earn a wage while you're learning and building your book of business. We surround you with a team of experienced sales management professionals to ensure your success, from getting your license to helping you with referrals and sales presentations. And our owners have invested in resources, technology, systems, and people that'll give you a competitive edge. There's no ceiling on your earning potential.
So why else would someone work at R&R Insurance over other insurance companies that might also be looking for people?
Vince, our culture is that of a family-owned organization. The third generation are all leading the business today. They're heavily invested. No private equity partners, no shareholders with unrealistic demands, just a well-run, local company with a great future. And unlike many others, we're not for sale.
So if somebody's interested, they want to learn more, what do they do?
Vince, I'd be happy to connect with them. They can call the R&R Insurance main number at 262-574-7000 and just ask for Jeff Salasinski. Or even easier, ask for Jeff from the radio.
Let's do that. Once again, the number is 262-574-7000. Call R&R Insurance. Ask for Jeff from the radio. Thanks for the great info, Jeff. At 7:30, I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News. Our top story: Milwaukee police shot a man on the south side.
I'm Erik Bilstad. More snow woes in northern Wisconsin.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. Got a crash now westbound 94 right at 35th Street. Left lane is blocked with this, so delays coming out of the Marquette. Eastbound, heavy from the zoo all the way through to 35th. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver traffic.
Partly cloudy, turning mostly cloudy today with a high of 27 degrees. Right now at 15.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. President-elect Trump's legal team maneuvering to try to make sure Special Counsel Jack Smith's final reports on Trump's alleged hiding of classified documents and trying to interfere with Georgia's election are never made public. ABC's Aaron Katursky with more.
Special Counsel Jack Smith, as all special counsels do, is preparing a report about his findings, and now Trump and his co-defendants are trying to block its release. Overnight, Smith said he's working to finalize his report about Trump's handling of classified documents, and the Attorney General is deciding what to publicly release.
Trump's lawyers also requested that his hush money conviction in New York be thrown out. The judge in that case refused. Facebook and Instagram CEO Mark Zuckerberg of Meta posting on video today saying fact checkers on the social media sites will be replaced with a community notes system similar to what's on X. 2 bodies found in the landing gear section of a plane that landed in Fort Lauderdale from New York City last night. Police don't know why or how the 2 men ended up there. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited WTMJ News Time, 7:31.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, 19-year-old suspect shot during a struggle with 2 Milwaukee police officers late Monday. Police say the man had pulled out a gun. Officers speaking with the man who was wanted for sexual assault of a child and child enticement. They were at a home on the city's south side when police say a struggle ensued. Chief of Police Jeff Norman.
While communicating with the suspect pulled out a firearm. A struggle ensued between 2 officers and a suspect over the firearm. One officer discharged his firearm, subsequently striking the suspect.
That man is in custody and expected to survive. The 35-year-old officer is on administrative leave pending the outcome of the investigation.
UTV ice rescues a man recovering after he fell through the ice while riding his UTV on Lake Holcomb. That's in Chippewa County. It happened Monday. It comes after two men were rescued from Lake Mississippi when their UTV fell through the ice on Sunday.
Meanwhile, Storm Team 4 Chief Meteorologist Brian Isnansky telling Wisconsin's Morning News it's once again been a slow start to winter in terms of snowfall in the northern part of the state.
I know we really hammered on it last year, but they're off to another terrible start. Now, granted, it's been cold that they can do some ice fishing and stuff, but they've had less snow than we've had many parts of the state, like Wausau and Points North. And I'm not seeing anything major, even for the Northwoods here for a while.
Complete WTMJ 5-day forecast coming up at 7:40.
Fighting overdoses one vending machine at a time. The city of South Milwaukee announcing on Monday it's installed a harm reduction vending machine outside City Hall. The machine holds items like Narcan, fentanyl strips, medication disposal bags, gun locks. The president of the nonprofit group George IV Recovery Fund, George Moore, tells WTMJ that fentanyl's in a majority of illicit drugs.
7 out of 10 counterfeit pills that are confiscated by the DEA, have fentanyl in them. And last year they confiscated over 80 million and 14,000 pounds of pure fentanyl.
Moore says that with more harm reduction kits being installed, he hopes the rate of overdoses will go down.
Running on all 7 continents to raise money for cancer research. Dr. T. Clark Gamblin at Frederick Hospital and Medical College of Wisconsin telling WTMJ has 3 goals in mind to finish the World Marathon Challenge at the end of this month.
1, I want to show up uninjured. 2, I want to semi-enjoy it. I don't have to love every minute. I want to at least semi-enjoy it. I've been working for about a year to do this. And then 3rd, I want to finish, and the finish rate is incredibly high.
Dr. Gamblin will run his first marathon in Antarctica on January 31st, ending his journey in Miami on February 6th.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:34.
Traffic is sponsored by Holtebeck Eye Center in Brookfield. Visit holtebeck.com.
Holtebeck Eye Center in Brookfield is excited to welcome Dr. Nausheen Abbas to their team. Dr. Abbas is an ophthalmologist and cornea specialist. Learn more at holtebeck.com.
Coming up, big changes to Facebook.
This report is sponsored by CertaPro Painters.
Hey, WTMJ's John Burkier here. Painting is the easiest way to breathe new life into your home. I know because we did it with CertaPro Painters. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Let the pros there help you choose the right color to your home. You're going to love it for years to come. Call your neighborhood CertaPro Painter. Ask about their color consultation services. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
Special Milwaukee Auto Show Advance Discount Ticket Offer has been extended to January 22nd. Turns out a lot of people want to come to the auto show. Get your auto show tickets now at a big discount. Buy a single ticket, or how about a pair of tickets for date night? Or you can buy a family 4-pack and take everybody. They can see all the latest vehicles, including cars, trucks, SUVs, luxury cars, and much more. For advanced discount tickets, go to autoshowmilwaukee.com. That's autoshowmilwaukee.com.
I found a fountain of youth down there at QC Kinetics.
That's Henry Hinton, feeling like his young, active self again after treatments at QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative medicine.
I still have trouble walking down steps as I get older. I've had 1 treatment so far, and I can already tell a difference in my knee.
And that treatment at QC Kinetics used Henry's own natural healing properties, concentrated and placed right at the source of the pain. So Henry and patients just like him will enjoy long-term relief without surgery or downtime.
My knee is not hurting. I remember I was walking down some steps yesterday, and I thought, wow, this is not hurting when I walk down steps. I'm all in on it. I'm all in on QC Kinetics.
It's time to wind back the clock to days without constant joint pain. Start with a call to QC Kinetics today.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:36.
Packers wide receiver Christian Watson out for the playoffs. Why was he out there on Sunday? Head coach Matt LaFleur explains in Sports at 7:45.
Changes coming to some of the world's most popular social networks. Talking Facebook, we're talking Instagram.
The fact checkers have just been too politically biased.
and have destroyed more trust than they've created, especially in the U.S.
That's Meta head Mark Zuckerberg, of course, Meta, the parent company of Facebook and Instagram, etc. There he's talking about fact checkers. He doesn't like how far they've gone when it comes to Facebook and other social media sites, so they're changing things.
We're going to simplify our content policies and get rid of a bunch of restrictions on topics like immigration and gender that are just out of touch with mainstream discourse.
So they're getting rid of like the third-party fact checkers. They've used some different fact-checking machine entities for years. They're going to replace it with a community notes system. And that's similar to what X uses. Of course, Elon Musk runs X, where it's a community notes aspect. So there'll be changes to some of the content rules as well. And Zuckerberg says, yeah, kind of has to do with the new administration.
We're going to work with President Trump to push back on governments around the world that are going after American companies and pushing to censor more.
So more community notes, less fact-checking when it comes to Facebook and Instagram.
Well, I do. When we first started talking about this years and years ago, about misinformation, about disinformation circulating on the internet, and people go, well, we can't have that. We can't have that. Okay, but who gets to decide what is misinformation?
Right.
Who gets to decide what is disinformation? Someone is making that decision. And even if it's AI is still a function of human programming.
Correct.
Right, to a degree. So
Right.
like that question is at the heart of some of these changes. The flip side is, do you take all of the filters off and just anything goes? And then it's, I don't know, as it's always been, up to you to figure it out.
Oof. Woof.
That's hard too. And then where is the line? Is it at
yes.
pornography or violence? Do you draw the line there and filter or what? So all of these are decisions made by people.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the one Zuckerberg's making now. 7:38 on Wisconsin's Morning News. News brought to you by Annex Wealth Management's Money Talk. That's heard Saturdays at 10 right here on WTMJ.
Are you waiting for a miracle to feel financially secure in retirement? In a recent study, over a third of millionaires predicted their ability to feel financially secure in retirement is going to take a miracle. At Annex Wealth Management, we believe a plan, not a miracle, will help increase your retirement confidence. Annex Wealth Management listens. Then, our team of experts gets to work, using leading-edge technology to build a comprehensive plan that covers investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning. We stress test it, run it through countless variables. Then, and only then, we present a framework for a financial plan tailored to your goals in retirement. And unlike our competitors, Annex doesn't have any products to push. No hidden fees or commissions. There's too much of that out there already. We're a fee-only fiduciary, required to act in your best interest at all times. More planning, fewer miracles. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Build confidence in your future with Annex Wealth Management. Know the difference. AnnexWealth.com.
Hey, this is WTMJ's Steve Scafidi for Heiser Automotive. I love talking about Heiser. Just picked up a 2023 pre-owned with very low mileage Chevy Silverado 1500 LT, beautiful glacier blue. Love it. Looks fantastic. It's on a black cloth interior. Every time I get in this truck, I say, that is amazing. 8-speed automatic transmission. Awesome mileage, MPG for a truck. 24 city. Get this, 29 highway. Towing capacity. Payload is big. All the things you love about Heiser. Here's what I love about Heiser. All the great programs. Whether you're talking a pre-owned or new. Safe and sound program. Right? Vehicle exchange program, right? Love it or exchange it. Valid on new or pre-owned vehicles, which is what I was talking about. Purchase or lease for the comfort of your own home. Roadside assistance for life. All the things you love about Heiser is all the reasons why they say every day and why I always tell people at Heiser Automotive, today's your day.
Checking in with Debbie at 7:41.
Okay, well, on westbound 94, right about at 35th Street, we've got the left lane blocked with a crash. Now, squad's on the scene with this, and it's making for a little bit of a backup coming out of the Marquette all the way to that point. Eastbound, everybody's slowing down from the Zoo interchange all the way to that point as well. I think that part of it might be the sun glare, so just be careful with that. Southbound 43, backing up from just before Hampton all the way down past Locust. Southbound 41's heavy from Appleton Avenue down past Capitol Drive. And then on the northbound side of 4394, we got backups right around right around the Plainfield curve to about Oklahoma Avenue. Also, 794 northbound at Oklahoma, we've got the left lane blocked with a crash as well. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
WTMJ 5-day forecast. Partly cloudy skies this morning, turning mostly cloudy this afternoon with high temperatures in the mid to upper 20s and wind chills in the teens. Tonight, partly cloudy skies, low temperatures falling in the teens with wind chills in the single digits. A mix of sun and clouds for Wednesday, a few flurries with high temperatures looking chilly in the lower 20s. Partly cloudy skies on Thursday, a bit warmer in the upper 20s, close to 30 on Friday with a small chance for a few light snow showers. And then for Saturday, high temperatures in the lower 30s with partly cloudy skies. I'm meteorologist Tyler Moore with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Tyler's got us at 15 degrees. At 7:42 this Tuesday morning, I would suggest it's against their better judgment, but it was so funny last time around it did make the New York Post. City of Madison is again looking for public input as it seeks to name 5 pieces of snow removal equipment. Just for fun, apparently. I mean, the equipment doesn't need to be named.
Right.
Nominations are now open. You would assume it would be the usual. Plowy McPlowface, Snowy McSnowerson. Right? I think that's why they do nominations first, though, and then following a filtering process.
Of course. Smart. That's a smart move.
Because we've seen that happen before where it's like put to a binding vote. And whatever gets the most votes, right?
Yeah, it was Bodie McBoatface.
Bodie McBoatface, and they were stuck with it. So nominations are now open. I'll have Greg Pancake Hill cycle through some of the pictures of the equipment to be named. If you're watching along on the live stream, text WATCH to 855-616-1620 if you want to join in.
Can I ask, do we have any suggestions, or what did they pick
Yes.
last time? Do you have those in front of
So
you?
first, the guidelines,
Okay.
or a suggested guideline. City of Madison writes on the invitation for suggestions, puns, references to pop culture, which can range from art in the Louvre to video games to everything in between.
Okay.
And outright silliness are all welcome. Sports, movies, music, television shows, popular Twitch or YouTube streamers. All of these interests are fair game for a silly plow name. So they want a silly.
Of course.
You referenced what did they do last time around? Among the equipment needing names, well, I'll do that next. You want the other ones? The winners in
I was just curious, yeah.
They did this in winter of 22 to 23 to great fanfare. The winners in that one, among them a tractor named Seymour Pavement.
Very good.
A brine truck named Sultimus Prime. Dolly Plowton was the name for the big old plow they had, and they had this little smaller sidewalk plow. That was branded Snoby-Wan Kenobi.
Ah, yes, your favorite, I'm sure.
So they've got this time up for naming a 1-ton pickup that plows bike paths, a trackless municipal sidewalk tractor, a couple of bigger plows as well, are to be named this year.
You can call them whatever you want as long as they work.
Well, there is that, right? The nomination period ends January 24th. Then they open it up for ranked vote election in February.
Ranked vote, well done.
Hope the city clerk there isn't involved in this election. Might find some stray ballots somewhere. Should go without saying, but the disclaimer, rude, offensive, and crass suggestions will not be considered. If you have a thought, text PLOW to 855-616-1620, and I'll have Pancakes send you the link with all the information and how to get your suggestions in.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here, asking you to join me in October as my wife and I explore the magical kingdoms of Southeast Asia, from the villages of Vietnam and the temples of Cambodia to the friendly locals of Laos and the beachside resort in stunning, lively Thailand. I hope you'll join us for this unforgettable journey. Ancient and mysterious worlds of rural landscapes, bustling cities, and fascinating history in Vietnam. Explore the Chu Chi tunnels used by the Viet Cong. Experience a street food adventure through Hanoi and cherish the serenity of Hai Long Bay on a beautiful boat ride. Bangkok in Thailand, the beaches in Thailand, history, tradition, food. If you'd like more information on this great trip, send me an email. john.mercure@wtmj.com. john.mercure@wtmj.com. It's Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos. I'm super jazzed about this trip. Send me an email. I send you the info. john.mercure, MERCURE, @wtmj.com.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk.
The Milwaukee Bucks right the ship, beating one of the worst teams in the league, the Raptors, 128-104 the final in Toronto. Damian Lillard had 25. Giannis with the triple-double. The Bucks leave Canada with that dub. and they feel really good about it, says Giannis.
Feels good. I'm not even going to lie. It feels good. Winning in the league, you can never take it for granted.
Something to pay attention to. Giannis did need stitches on the base of his pinky after he hit the rim in the second quarter. So he did sit out the fourth quarter, so did Dame. So hopefully no big deal there, but stitches are stitches, so
that happens from time to time. It's happened to me twice when I was dunking.
Yeah. Yeah.
To get the hands back up.
Neat moment during the game for Brooke Lopez, who reached a milestone.
Brings it against Barrett, throws to the trailer. Lopez wide open, top of the key for three. You betcha. Brooke Lopez, the last 5. It's the 1,000th three-pointer of his career, distinguished career.
There you go, 1,000 three-pointers. How about that for Brooke Lopez? I know I've seen him at least throw up 1,000 threes. I don't know if they've all gone in, but
you betcha.
Up next for the Bucks, Victor Wembanyama. Wemby comes to town, and the Spurs at Fiserv tomorrow night. Other basketball news and notes: Marquette plays Georgetown tonight. You can hear it on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, and the Badgers beat Rutgers. This is their first road win of the season. 75-63 the final. They're now 2-2 in the conference. Up next, Minnesota at home. Badger Sports Updates, by the way, sponsored by Siding Unlimited, Siding, and a whole lot more.
Christian Watson wanted to play.
He came to us, I think on Friday, and just said, hey, if I go and practice today, can I be up?
Packers head coach Matt LaFleur also confirming that the injury to Watson's knee, which will have him out for the playoffs, was not the knee the Packers were previously concerned about. So it just happened. But nonetheless, you're without that deep threat as you go into Philadelphia. It's a 3:30 kick against the league's #1 defense. Talk about it with Mark Tauscher next on Wisconsin's Morning News.
You betcha.
Many times, patients have symptoms they didn't know were actually related to their airway breathing issues.
I was suffering from sinus issues, jaw issues, and neck pain. I guess I just kind of had my breaking point.
Unfortunately, this is typical. But until you get to the root of your problem, it's going to just persist. Fortunately, Jody took action, and the results were typical as well.
My quality of life is so different. But one of the first things that I noticed was my breathing. I don't ever remember being able to breathe like that.
Being able to breathe freely is life-changing, and the effects can go beyond that.
Sleeping better, having more energy, and it seemed as if all of those symptoms that I had just melted away.
And thank heavens for that, because at Advent, results are what drive us, helping you breathe well so you can live better.
Results may vary. Most insurance accepted.
Vince Vitrano for Connect Chiropractic, and the team is growing. Dr. Austin's on board now, and like so many of the docs at Connect Chiro, he was inspired by his own experiences receiving chiropractic care to ultimately pursue the profession himself. When he was a kid, Dr. Austin was telling me that he literally had growing pains. Kind of a taller guy now. His body was a mess when he hit one of those growth spurts. It was chiropractic care, he said, that helped him feel better. So now, inspired by that treatment that he believes in so strongly, Dr. Austin is bringing relief and better health to folks right here, including me. Been a patient for nearly 2 years now. Docs use a special tool to make all the adjustments, so no twisting, no cracking, no popping. Experts who know and understand your pain, and will get you on the road to better health. In Delafield and Wauwatosa, get started now at Go Connect Chiro. That's goconnectchiro.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
10 to 8. How do the roads look, Debbie?
Well, we are seeing some problems out there. Quite a few of them, I might add. Northbound on 794 at Oklahoma Avenue, left lane blocked with a crash. Very common in that intersection, by the way. Westbound 94 at 35th Street, left lane blocked with a crash there, backing up out of the Marquette interchange. We've got a couple of issues on westbound 94 just past, where's that, Moreland Road, off on the right shoulder. And then we've got also on the bypass heading northbound a crash just before Beloit Road, and that's backing things up into the Hale interchange. Off the freeway system, we've got a crash on Highway 100 at Blue Mound. Right lane is blocked with that. And then your usual delays. Southbound 43 from Silver Spring all the way down past Locust. Southbound 41 from before Appleton Avenue down past Capitol Drive. Just give yourself tons of extra time this morning, apparently. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Forecast is sponsored by Dave Drakamp Heating. Partly cloudy, turning mostly cloudy today, a high of 27. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 13. Wednesday, maybe some flurries, a high of 22. Thursday, 28. Friday, light snow and a high of 30. Right now at 7:52, it's 15 with a wind chill of 5.
Idea Man.
The expectations can be a big burden, and we've seen that when we've been the 1 seed and kind of the prohibitive favorite.
Innovative.
Now you're going to be at best 6, and everything's going to have to be on the road, and there's something freeing about that.
And Packers Hall of Famer.
But I still think this team has the talent and can get things done and can find a way to beat anybody one time.
It's time for Tausch on Wisconsin's Morning News. Presented by Fellow Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and Kohler Services.
This report brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and Kohler Services. Morning, Tausch.
Morning, boys. How are we feeling today? I felt like yesterday the world had dropped off. You guys were, the Packers, it's over. Are we starting to kind of work through the phasing of a Packers football season? Where are we at today?
I was going to ask you about that because I listened to head coach Matt LaFleur's Monday Newser, which is standard after a Sunday game, and man, I was uninspired. And I'm not asking for more from LaFleur. I'm not saying like he fell down or anything, but like I did not feel good after that one. Yeah, Christian Watson's out. That sucks. Going up against the best defense in the league, that's tough. Our 2 quarterbacks are banged up. They tell me they're okay. We'll see.
Vinny, you've been around long enough to know this game, don't you? This is a shell game.
Yes, that's what
Yes, this is a we're against the world.
Sunday. I don't know.
Nobody believes in us. We just lost to the Bears. Oh, shucks, we're lucky to be here. And then on the other side of it, when you're in the locker room, it's nobody. You can utilize that because that is a powerful motivator. I think anytime people doubt you, that always can be utilized in a positive way. So you always, as a coach, it's your job to kind of feel the scenario out, and then how can we get our guys to perform at their highest level? And typically that is – let's poke at him a little bit. And so, it wasn't a Newt Rockne type level speech. And obviously everybody's disappointed that Christian Watson's not going to be available and how that shook out. There's no doubt that's the way he's handled himself. I think we should all give Christian Watson a ton of love and respect for how he handled this season, because he came into it. Everybody was kind of doubting, can he stay healthy? He goes through, does the thing down at Madison here where he gets his hamstrings right. He's able to play in a bunch of games. He missed a few. But the handling of the Romeo Doubs situation and that leadership, and then to go out and play when Romeo can't, and unfortunately that injury happens, he is a selfless dude. And I think that's why there's so much of a sad feeling that his opportunities to play the rest of the season went away with that injury.
Tausch, how does it work with the playoffs, like around the team, like playoff week leading up to the game? Is there more responsibilities to the media or to the league? Is there anything that changes day to day or not really for the players?
I think once you get to the divisional round, I remember I never spoke in front of a podium until the NFC Championship game. Everything else was, you can tell, obviously, everything is magnified. There's more media. There's more national folks floating through. You'll see the Domofskis and the Wildies, which you see every day. And then you get all the big stars that come in, more TV and more national folks. But for the most part, what I think you're always trying to do as a coach is not make it bigger than what it is, because everybody understands this is a win or lose. You're packing your bags or you're trying to chase that next leg of going to a championship. So it's big. Everybody knows it's big, and I think coaches try to make it as normal as they can, keep the same routines so that you don't try and go do things outside of what you're good at.
So, with all due respect, why were you asked to go to the podium?
To be podium guy.
What do you mean with all due respect?
I didn't want it to come off like I was being rude. I'm just curious. Why Tausch?
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. It comes off incredibly rude. And it was 2007. I was a starter. I was an 8-year starter.
There you go. All right.
With all due respect, Bilstad, if I had to do it again, if I saw you in there, I'd say, get Bilstad out of here before I'm answering any questions.
And then you just sit there and wait.
With all due respect. Has there ever been something when someone's like, with all due respect, or to be honest, that typically you're throwing grenades at people when that typically happens. Is that
curious? I was just curious why you were selected. Just because you'd been a starter, or did you do something amazing the week before?
Boy, I'll tell you what.
Boy, that was the follow-up, too. It's still coming, Tausch. I don't know.
Jeez. Hey, Tausch, you suck. What are you doing up at the podium? Well, thanks, Bilstad. Any way we can get you on 1 a.m., the 1 a.m. shift on W. No, I don't know. I think there's a big part of it was
overnight.
Yeah, you'd be really good at that 3 to 5 shift. I think a big part of it was we were going against Michael Strahan and the defensive line. That was really good. But, I mean, I like to think that I was a pretty good player, too, and maybe that was a part of it. But Bilstad's got me completely re-examining my whole operation here as I'm heading in to go do my show. I'll try to recover, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Do I even belong in the Packers Hall of Fame?
Am I even on the team?
How did I get in there?
What the? Oh, boy.
Thanks, Tausch. Hope you're back tomorrow.
Yeah. I'd like to say thanks back to you guys, but I'm not sure I can say that.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
Completion of the downtown Milwaukee Dog Park extends into the new year. The $2 million project is about 80% complete. However, winter weather has modified the schedule for the last 20% of the project due to weather-sensitive components. Habush & Rotier president Daniel Rotier passes away. Rotier spent nearly 5 decades in the Wisconsin legal community, joining the Milwaukee-based law firm in 1979. He was 73 years old. Madison-based developer Neutral secures $133.3 million in construction financing for its Edison project. The financing sets up a 2025 construction start on the planned 31-story downtown Milwaukee apartment tower. I'm Logan Hansen from MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on 620 WTMJ.
The holiday season may be coming to a close, but there's still plenty of time to make it a magical one. Ring in the new year with something stunning and timeless from Diamonds Direct. Start the new year with a celebration of your love, or even a celebration of yourself. Whether you're shopping for the perfect wedding bands, a beautiful pair of diamond studs that were missing from under your tree, or the engagement ring of their dreams, Diamonds Direct has just what you're wishing for. This year, make your New Year's resolution to shop smarter by shopping direct. Making a decision on where to make your next jewelry purchase has never been easier. At Diamonds Direct, you're guaranteed to get an extraordinary value, ironclad warranties, and the white glove service that we've long been known for. Let the experts at Diamonds Direct show you the difference in a concierge luxury shopping experience. Kick off the new year the way you've always wanted. Customize your experience in-store or online at DiamondsDirect.com today. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix-It Show with David Nason, featuring great tips on how to operate your home. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. At 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact Annex Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at annexwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper-Fi.
SemperFiRoofing.com.
Your trusted and relevant source for news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
At 8:01, I'm Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News, Tuesday, January 7th. Our top story, police shot a man on the city's south side.
I'm Erik Bilstad. Social media changes.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. Okay, I'm not sure what's going on, but we've got a bunch of accidents now. Southbound 43 at Keith, off on the right shoulder. We're still dealing with one on northbound 794 at Oklahoma Avenue with the left lane blocked. Also, westbound 94 at 35th Street with the left lane blocked. Also, one on westbound 94 just past Moreland Road with a crash. That one at least is out of traffic off on the right shoulder. Northbound on 894, we've got a crash right before Beloit Road off on the right shoulder there. And then we've got one more off the freeway system. This is on Highway 100 northbound at Blue Mound Road. Right lane is blocked on northbound Highway 100. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Partly cloudy, turning mostly cloudy today with a high of just 27 degrees. Partly cloudy skies remain overnight, low down to 13. Milwaukee right now at 15. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, Milwaukee police shot a man during an overnight struggle on the city's south side.
A 19-year-old male suspect wanted for sexual assault of a child was in a home near 7th and Arthur. When officers attempted to arrest the man, that's when Police Chief Jeffrey Norman says the suspect pulled out a gun.
A struggle ensued between two officers and a suspect over the firearm. One officer discharged his firearm, subsequently striking the suspect.
That suspect is now in custody and is expected to survive. The 35-year-old male officer who shot the suspect is on administrative leave. Adam Roberts, WTMJ News.
An update to a story we've been following out of western Wisconsin, where an armed and dangerous man remains at large.
The FBI and U.S. Marshals joined the search for 47-year-old Virgil Thu. He now faces homicide charges for 3 deaths at a home in New Lisbon. Authorities believe Thu may have left the western Wisconsin area. The woman found dead in the home has been identified as Thu's girlfriend, 33-year-old Elizabeth Kolba. 2 girls were also found dead, ages 12 and 13. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
President-elect Trump's legal team could try more maneuvering today after a judge denied his request to have sentencing on his conviction of falsifying business records delayed. ABC's Aaron Katersky.
Special counsel Jack Smith, as all special counsels do, is preparing a report about his findings, and now Trump and his co-defendants are trying to block its release. Overnight, Smith said he's working to finalize his report about Trump's handling of classified documents, and the Attorney General is deciding what to publicly release. But with these moves to block the report, to delay sentencing, Trump's lawyers are trying to erase any trace of Trump's connection to these criminal cases before he's sworn in on the 20th.
President-elect expected to receive an unconditional discharge in the hush money sentencing this week, which would mean no jail time and no fines.
Changes are on the way at some of the biggest social media networks on the planet. Meta head Mark Zuckerberg, in a video posted this morning on Facebook, is announcing changes that he says are aimed at restoring free expression on the platform, including Facebook, Instagram, and Threads. They include getting rid of third-party fact-checkers and replacing them with a community note system, which is similar to what is used on X.
Fact-checkers have just been too politically biased and have destroyed more trust than they've created, especially in the U.S.
Content moderation systems will also be simplified, and restrictions on topics like immigration and gender will be removed. The content moderation teams will also be physically moved from California to Texas.
A massive search and rescue operation underway right now as they're trying to find survivors following a powerful 7.1 magnitude earthquake in Asia. It's killed nearly 100 people in the remote region of Tibet. The BBC's Laura Bicker.
We are beginning to see the impact of that 7.1 magnitude quake. We are seeing on CCTV, which is the Chinese state broadcaster, many people being taken from underneath the rubble. Now, it does seem that rescuers have managed to reach the area despite its distance from any major city.
Chinese state media reporting 1,000 homes damaged in the quake and more than 100 people have been hurt.
Coming up, how much did you spend for Christmas?
Siding Unlimited, Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 8:05.
Hey, WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here, reminding you to subscribe to the Wisconsin's Morning News Podcast. We update it every day with every interview, every segment, every bit we do on the show.
Wait, we don't do bits on the show.
Oh, my God.
The Soties.
Thanks for the pretzel, Coach.
No Corona! All right, maybe we do some bits.
Be sure you subscribe to the Wisconsin's Morning News Podcast, presented by Tri-County Contracting.
You betcha!
Who doesn't need a seasonal wardrobe update? But who has the cash to always keep their wardrobe updated? Ladies, that's why you shop St. Vincent de Paul. Our women's clothing is always a highlight of our stores, and thrift store prices keep the costs low. It allows you to experiment and also find a hidden gem. St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Fox & Hound's gift cards make wonderful year-round gifts, as everyone loves a free dinner. Through January 15th, buy a $100 gift card, get a $20 gift card for free. Order online at foxandhoundsrestaurant.com. It's a great place. It's the famous Fox & Hounds.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:07.
New data showing this year's holiday shopping season broke records online.
Holiday shopping in 2024 surprised with online shopping records totaling over $241 billion from November 1st to December 31st. Adobe Analytics released the data, which shows 8.7% growth year over year. More than 54% of online sales were through a smartphone. Vivek Pandya is Adobe's lead insights analyst.
We've seen strong spending across the board with many major categories, especially apparel, electronics, cosmetics.
Consumers spent over $4 billion 15 different days of the holiday season. Wendy Gillette, CBS News.
It was quite a run for Miss Wisconsin at Miss America.
The stage lights are pretty bright, so I couldn't see many people in the audience. I was very fortunate to have been called third into the top 11.
Mandy Genord of Beaver Dam tells Wisconsin's Afternoon News how a phone call with one of her board members helped prepare her for a random question prompt about health care.
One of the hot topics she told me was health care. I mean, of course, with 20 others as well, but that was one of the ones that I had kind of warmed my brain up with beforehand. So, I was very confident going into that one.
What's next for Miss Wisconsin? Law school at Marquette University this fall. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
So she came in 11th. Miss Alabama, by the way, was the winner.
And she said, our Miss Wisconsin said Miss Alabama was a really nice lady.
Oh, good.
Like that they became friends.
Could you imagine if she would have said something else? Oh.
Well, I want anybody but Alabama. She was so mean all week, didn't talk to anybody.
Just Roll Tide, my you-know-what.
Hey, your chance to name a snowplow for the city of Madison.
The City of Madison Parks and Streets Division are turning to the public's help to name 5 vehicles in the division's snowplowing fleet. Residents can submit 1 to several names online until January 24th at 4 p.m. The goal is for a lighthearted competition. The more pun-filled and playful, the better. The election for the new names will take place on February 3rd. To submit your names, check out our website at WTMJ.com. Sean Brinda, WTMJ News.
One suggestion coming in already on the WTMJ talk and text line, Porny McChancellor. Guessing that one won't make the list.
What did you find, Debbie? You found another place doing
Wichita names their plows awesome. My favorite, Clearapathra. I like that.
Can we steal that? Right?
Blizzard of Oz.
Hippopotamus.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yep. Let's see. Plowabunga. That's always a good one. Plowosaurus Rex. And the ever-popular Snow Diggity.
I said it before, I'll say it again. You can call them whatever you want. Just make sure they're clearing the roads, please.
8:09 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Hey, Wisconsin, WTMJ's Greg Matzik here for Holiday Automotive in Fond du Lac, where the New Year's sale is on. Hey, is there a new Chevrolet, Buick, or GMC in your future? Connect with Holiday and find one that's right for you. Stack it with their low, simplified price, get more for your trade, then pair it all up with the season's best offers. Ready to take the roads this winter with confidence. Another great option. Check out a GM-certified pre-owned model. Enjoy the peace of mind benefits like 2 factory-backed warranties, scheduled maintenance, courtesy transportation, and roadside assistance all included. Driving a GM-certified vehicle from Holiday is a no-brainer. I know you'll appreciate Team Holiday's welcoming, friendly, and genuine guest care. It's the stuff that delights and makes fans of drivers from all over. Fans like me and thousands of others who drive Holiday, Wisconsin's #1 Buick and GMC dealer. Find yours and discover the difference at Holiday Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC, Highway 41 and 23 in Fond du Lac, and at holidaygm.com. It's worth the trip.
Update your home with new gutters and save big money on everything now at Menards. Gutters are essential for protecting your foundation and help keep your basement dry. Choose from white, brown, and black 10-foot aluminum gutters in stock and ready to take home today. Save big money on Spectra aluminum gutters in store or on Menards.com. And check out more of our great deals going on now.
Save big money at Menards.
At 11 minutes after 8, how's the drive this morning, Deb?
Really bad. Not sure what's going on here. It's usually, I guess, the post-storm freakout. I don't know. We've got southbound 43 at Keefe, an accident off on the right shoulder, slowing from before Hampton. Northbound 794 at Oklahoma Avenue, left lane blocked there. Backup stretching back past Howard Avenue. We got westbound 94 at 35th Street, left lane blocked with an accident. Another broken down vehicle off on the right shoulder. Eastbound 94 at 68th Street, also westbound 94 past Moreland, right shoulder. We got an accident there. Northbound on 894, one on just before Beloit Road. This one's got backups back through the hail pretty much in all directions. And then we've also got westbound 894 at 27th Street, off on the left shoulder, a crash there. Off the freeway, an accident northbound Highway 100 at Blue Mound, still causing problems. The right lane of Highway 100 northbound is blocked right now because of that. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
High of 27 degrees today, turning mostly cloudy and partly cloudy overnight, low down to 13. Wednesday's high just 22 with a few flurries possible, partly cloudy on Thursday, high 28. Right now, Milwaukee's still stuck on 15 degrees.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here are your hosts, Erik Bilstad and Vince Vitrano.
Just about 13 minutes after 8. Glad to have you with us on this Tuesday morning. Greg Pancake Hill produces the program. Erik Bilstad, Vince Vitrano here, hosting till 9 o'clock. Got Adam in the newsroom and Debbie on top of traffic till the top of the hour. Podcast page is already full of extraordinary contributions, including when Erik asked Tausch how come he was invited to be the podium guy.
No, I wasn't the only
playoffs.
one wondering.
I'm glad you asked him and not me.
House said he was on the podium before the title game. It's like, well, why? Why were you on the podium? Right. With all due respect.
He took exception to that a little bit. That's all up on the podcast page, available wherever you get your podcasts, or just text Vince to 855-616-1620. We'll get you caught up. But stick with us live here till 9 o'clock. Want to get to two stories this morning on the flu and what could be shaping up to be an ugly flu season in America. We have our first death associated with bird flu. That's the H5N1 virus. More on that in a moment, because that's not what's making most Americans sick from the flu right now. And transmission with this bird flu is very limited. But we do see an explosion in other kinds of flu going right now. Just checking out the CDC website, tracks clinical reporting of influenza. You went from mid-December, so in the middle part, run up to Christmas, half of the states in our country were reporting low to minimal flu levels. Like it was kind of not really there. And then in just 2 weeks, the majority of the country reporting moderate to, in some cases, very high levels of flu.
But that's standard, isn't it, around the holiday season? Like,
Sure.
Don't you usually see a bump?
Yeah, this is the flu season, right? And you had a dramatic spike just on the front end, which was the wrong time for it to happen, because just as people were starting to get together for the holidays, then you had that. So that is expected to continue to rise. It's mostly influenza A, and that's what's going around Wisconsin right now. Our state listed by the CDC as showing high activity for flu. Can confirm. Yes. Put this on your radar a couple of weeks ago as some of us around here limped into the new year with likely cases of the flu.
You took a blow.
Yeah, we had flu run through our house, confirmed influenza A, and it was brutal. Even though everybody in the family got the flu shot, and our doc said it was a good thing you did. He's like, you wouldn't have been functioning, like you would want to die. And we forget, I kind of bring that up. Reminder, flu deaths in a bad year in the U.S. can and have topped 50,000. 50,000 people in a year dead from the flu. And we kind of give it short shrift because it's been around and we have the shot. And, I just had a little thing with the flu. No, man, like when you get the flu, it's not good. More than 2,700 deaths already this flu season, according to the CDC. 11 of those were in children. So this is happening at the same time that we have this bird flu thing going around. And I want to make some distinctions here because it's important. This H5N1 virus has been wiping out flocks of chickens across the country, also infecting dairy cattle. It's claimed its first death now in the U.S. of a person. ABC's Alex Stone.
While bird flu case numbers in the U.S. have been rising, most of the cases have been mild. Louisiana was the first to report a serious case of bird flu and now is the first to report a death. It was in a person who had been hospitalized with avian flu or bird flu. The person was over the age of 65 and had underlying health issues. That patient got bird flu after being around a backyard flock and wild birds.
So health officials are concerned at this point, but they're not alarmed as it relates to the human population because right now they have no evidence of any human-to-human transmission. So in other words, people are passing the disease, are not passing the disease on to each other like with other types of flu.
So they're getting it from the chickens?
Yes. So people are getting sick who have had direct contact with infected animals.
Majority of them have been mild, but they have been in farm workers who've gotten exposed directly. But the last couple of cases, a Louisiana case, a teenager in British Columbia who got very, very seriously ill. He had no underlying medical conditions. What we're learning is that the virus is continuing to evolve. And what we're learning is that the virus can cause really serious illness.
That's Dr. Ashish Zah. He is Dean of Brown University School of Public Health, talking with ABC News. So that's a really important thing is, as we've seen with other viruses, particularly COVID, the different variants, the different strain, like it evolves. And so we're not there yet where it's human-to-human transmission, but that's next. Right? It's often where these things go. Remember we had the swine flu?
Well,
it was called swine flu because it was in pigs.
Right.
Right? And other livestock.
And then there was that picture that went viral of the kid kissing the pig.
Right. And then it later became a human-to-human transmissible virus as it mutated throughout its life course. So we are not there right now with the bird flu, but that at least is out there on the radar. Also important to note, the guy that we just heard from there, Dr. Ashish Zah, he served as the White House COVID response coordinator, and he has some additional words of caution here.
This is not COVID. When COVID arrived on our shores about 5 years ago, we didn't know anything about the virus. We didn't know how it spread. We didn't have any treatments, vaccines, tests. That's very different. This is a type of influenza. We do have testing capabilities for it. We have treatments, and we have some vaccines. We need more. So we start off in a different place. This is a virus we have been tracking for years, if not decades.
So the good news there is flu, different kinds, different strains, different transmissions, all that stuff, but we know the flu.
Now, don't they oftentimes, too, forgive my layperson question here, but like when it comes to the flu shot, aren't there strains that they're almost predicting? They like use math and different algorithms to figure out what flu shot should be used each year?
Yeah, because it's usually 3 or 4, and they look at where has flu been prominent elsewhere on the globe and then follow those patterns. So there are other parts of Earth that are ahead of us, so to speak, in the flu season. So they do their best guess. Yes. There have been some times where a predominant strain or variant of flu was not included in the flu shot. So that's a miss. Doctors will tell you there's still some value in having the shot, even when it's a miss on the strain. We're not looking at that here, so to speak, this time. Important thing to note is even though you've had the flu shot, you can still get the flu. What docs will tell you is then, it's a milder case. It does a good job of keeping you out of the hospital when you get the flu. Not necessarily so good at preventing you from getting it, but I'll tell you what, if what we had in our house was a glancing blow, no thank you without the shot. 8:19 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Sounds painful.
It's still going, Deb. Yeah, you missed out. You ditched out right at the right time.
Yeah.
Everybody around here was getting sick.
Well, yeah, my husband got sick too, so I've been popping the vitamin C all over the place.
Okay, hang in there.
Yep. All right, so what we got right now is a bunch of accidents. Southbound 43 at Keefe, off on the right shoulder. Watch out for the delays there from about Hampton all the way down past that accident scene down to Locust. We've also got northbound on 794 at Oklahoma Avenue, off on the right shoulder. Delays past Howard. Westbound 94, heavy out of the Marquette. Pretty much all the way through past an accident at 35th Street that's blocking the left lane. Past Moreland Road, we've got an accident off on the right shoulder. Northbound 894 just before Beloit Road, another crash there. That's got backups in all directions through the Hills. Matter of fact, almost from the county line on the Rock Freeway, and then from about 84th Street all the way through the Hale interchange. We've also got on westbound 894 at 27th Street an accident there off on the left shoulder. Now, I'm hearing things are not all that great off the freeway system either. For example, we have this crash on northbound Highway 100 at Blue Mound Road with the right lane blocked, and other roadways are extremely slow if you're using those as alternate routes. So this is a note for everybody. Please excuse insert name here for being late to work because the roads were nasty. Signed, Debbie. I'm Debbie Laziga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
They treated me like family. They're actually people that you can depend on.
They made me feel seen. They really treated me like I was a part of their family, a part of their team.
They ask how you're doing, how you're feeling.
They're just so welcoming and so sweet and kind.
It's like family, caring about another member of the family.
If you've been injured, it costs you nothing to see if Gruber Law Offices can help.
WTMJ's Erik Bilstad here. Admit it, your knee hurts, right? Or your back, or your shoulder. That frozen shoulder keeps ramping up. And it's gotten to a point now you don't even remember when it started. You've just been living with the pain. Well, you don't need to live with the pain anymore. QC Kinetics can help you. You can call QC Kinetics. They have 2 locations in southeast Wisconsin, and they can bring you back to normal. Get moving again this year with the help from QC Kinetics and the nation's leader in regenerative medicine and joint preservation. You don't necessarily need surgery. Oftentimes people think, well, I got to get surgery. I'm afraid of going under the knife. You might not need that. Call QC Kinetics today, 414-285-3474. You can get a free consultation. You can even meet with them on a Saturday and walk through the process and find out if it works for you. So you don't have to live with that joint pain any longer. 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. Call QC Kinetics today.
Be our eyes on the road. See something out there that I should know about?
On 894 North, just before the National Avenue exit, the right lane is closed. There's a medical emergency, it looks like.
Call me, Debbie Laziga, on the WTMJ traffic tip line, 414-238-9329.
Hello, Debbie. 41 South, just before Capitol Drive. There are 2 cars involved in an accident.
The drive affects you. Why not be part of it? Give me a call, 414-238-9329.
In a recent study, over 1/3 of millionaires predicted their ability to feel financially secure in retirement is going to take a miracle. At Annex Wealth Management, we believe a plan, not a miracle, will help increase your retirement confidence. Our team of experts gets to work using leading-edge technology to build comprehensive plans covering investment, retirement, tax, and estate planning. And Annex doesn't have products to push with hidden fees or commissions. There's too much of that already. Annex is a fee-only fiduciary. More planning, fewer miracles. Know the difference. AnnexWealth.com.
A Blaine's Farm and Fleet original story.
These are going to be the best pancakes ever.
Let's see. Griddle, mixing bowls, and birdseed.
For the world's first pancake bird feeder snowman. Ta-da!
For home-cooked breakfasts, special bird feeders, and more, we've got the value you need to do things your way. Like Blaine's brand suet cakes, 99 cents for rewards members. Plus, rewards members get free same-day delivery on pet orders of $49 or more. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Being original.
Well, it's happened again. Not sure what is leading to this, but 2 weeks after it occurred in Hawaii, it's happened again, this time in Florida. 2 people found dead inside a wheel well of an airplane.
Last night, during a post-flight inspection of a JetBlue plane at Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport, crews discovered 2 bodies in the landing gear compartment. Without saying where the flight had come from, the carrier calls it a heartbreaking situation. And JetBlue says it's working with investigators.
This is fairly normal, this plane coming from New York, but this post-flight inspection, that's just what the crews do. So they're going through their post-flight inspection, and then they found the bodies of these 2 people. It comes 2 weeks after a body was found in a wheel bay of a United Airlines flight from Chicago to Maui. It's happened earlier, before they've had this issue. The FAA says the landing gear compartment is often used by stowaways. It isn't unprecedented, but the FAA is reminding everybody, hey, not a lot of space in there. And oftentimes you're going to get crushed and killed just because there's not enough space when the wheel comes back up. Or
that's one way to go.
You're going to freeze to death, or you're going to run out of oxygen.
Yeah. Like your chances of making it, not real good.
So this just happened 2 weeks ago. What would lead someone to do it this time? What What is the motivation here? No one has gotten to that yet to find out who these people were, why these guys decided to do this.
Would you even imagine, would you even venture to guess how you would get down on the tarmac at like Mitchell International?
See, there's
just,
that.
Somehow there at Mitchell, like, how would you even?
It's another good question, right? Because don't get lost in the sense of just how crazy and unbelievable the story is to begin with, the fact that two people did this. But yes, somehow they had to have been on the tarmac and climbed up into the well.
And again, I mean, not to be alarmist here, but one of the reasons you don't want people climbing up into the wheel wells of aircraft is if they have nefarious intent, right?
It's not necessarily just to go on vacation someplace else.
Sure, and it appears in this case that they didn't. There was no explosives, there were no weapons or anything like that. But again, that's why you don't want people running around on the tarmac of passenger airliners, boarding people on getting set for vacations and whatnot.
Who brings that idea up first? Hey, we don't have enough money, so should we just stow in the wheel bay? Like, who says it first to the other person? No, I'm serious. Let's go climb up in the wheel bay.
And if you survive that, right? Like not a comfortable flight.
No, not even close.
If that's your only option, wouldn't you just start walking to Florida? Like, it'll take us days and days, but like we'll get there and it won't be fun, but probably survive.
The larger issue is what you brought up. It is raising major concerns now about airport safety.
Again.
As to how this can occur multiple times now.
People are getting through security without boarding passes. They're walking onto airplanes without boarding passes.
Is this some social media thing? Was this another challenge or something?
We know about that
some
already.
hack?
My kids would have told me already. Like, yeah, did you hear about the board the plane
hack
TikTok challenge?
Right. Or challenge. See if
right. Life hack. Here's how to get cheap flights.
How far you can get for free, like some kind of game.
It's not without, it's not beyond the realm of possibility.
Right, of course.
For sure.
Can't be shocked by anything anymore.
8:27 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Vince Vitrano here talking with Rick Burr from Lifetime Door Company. And in a moment, I'm going to tell you about an amazing deal to enhance the beauty and function of your home with a new garage door or door opener from Lifetime Door in Brookfield. Rick, the door your team installed at my home, I cannot tell you how much it's beautified the home's exterior.
Absolutely. When you do a door and you replace your garage door, it is the highest return for investment on any kind of remodeling you do. In addition, your house is much like most houses where when you drive up, it's the biggest thing you see. The curb appeal is amazing, and it's night and day from what you had, which it was an operating door, but to what you have today.
Functional. No, it's beautiful now. And let me tell you this, too. The options at Lifetime Door are virtually limitless, which is why I've always encouraged folks to come out, to stop out and work with your team at Lifetime Door Company in the showroom. My wife and I were starting from scratch. You fit us for the perfect door and door opener.
Absolutely. We appreciate it, and we want everybody to come in. I mean, I wish every customer would come in because you can see, I mean, I'm biased, and I'm going to say we have the best, but when you come into our showroom and you meet our team, you'll realize that I'm not biased. I'm just telling the truth. Since we got 17 doors on display, we got 5 of them hooked to actual openers that open and shut. We got color chips, samples that you can bring home and hold it up against your color. It's a once every 30-year deal here. It's not a once every year. So you want to get it right the first time.
Talking with Rick Burr from Lifetime Door Company. Rick, what about service? Folks have an emergency, or maybe they want to get on a plan so that you come out regularly and service that door opener.
Correct. We offer 24 hours, 7-day-a-week service, holidays included. But I recommend that you get on a PM program once a year, twice a year, or quarterly, and you set it up because we can see things that could be a problem down the road. And with winter coming now, obviously when it gets cold, doors break more.
Here's the deal I promised. Get 5% off your total purchase on all services and installation. A beautiful new door or smart-ready LiftMaster garage door opener. Start shopping now at lifetimedoor.net.
Traffic is brought to you by Rejuvenix, your non-surgical joint therapy experts.
Still dealing with a lot of accidents here. Southbound on 43 at Keefe, off on the right shoulder there. We've got an accident. We got one on 794 northbound at Oklahoma Avenue, off on the right shoulder. Westbound 94, the one at 35th Street just got clear, but we do have another one eastbound 94 at Holly Road, off on the right shoulder. Another one at just past Moreland Road and the bypass heading northbound. an accident there just before Beloit Road off on the right shoulder. Not sure what's going on, but we've got a lot of accidents out there. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Nothing falling from the sky here this morning. Partly cloudy, turning mostly cloudy today. In fact, even seeing some sunshine on our cameras on the freeways. High of 27 degrees today. Partly cloudy tonight, low down to 13. Right now, Milwaukee at just 16 degrees. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, Milwaukee police shot a 19-year-old man in a struggle late Monday night. They say the man pulled out a gun. Officers were speaking with him because he was wanted for sexual assault of a child and child enticement. They were at his home on the city's south side when this struggle ensued. Police Chief Jeffrey Norman.
While communicating with the suspect pulled out a firearm. A struggle ensued between two officers and a suspect over the firearm. One officer discharged his firearm, subsequently striking the suspect.
The man is in custody and expected to survive. The 35-year-old police officer involved is on administrative leave pending the outcome of the investigation.
In western Wisconsin, an armed and dangerous man remains at large.
The FBI and U.S. Marshals joined the search for 47-year-old Virgil Thu. He now faces homicide charges for 3 deaths at a home in New Lisbon. Authorities believe Thu may have left the western Wisconsin area. The woman found dead in the home has been identified as Thu's girlfriend, 33-year-old Elizabeth Kolba. 2 girls were also found dead, ages 12 and 13. Jessica Gatso, WTMJ News.
Donald Trump Jr. is set to visit Greenland today as President-elect Trump continues his calls for U.S. to control the territory. News Nation's Nick Smith.
Younger Trump heading to the islands as his dad continues to talk about the U.S. annexing the Danish territory now, which Denmark says is not for sale. Don Jr. is reportedly tapping footage for a podcast and will only be there for 1 day. His trip comes on the heels of Greenland's prime minister publicly calling for Greenland's independence from Denmark.
Trump has called Greenland an incredible place and says its people, quote, will benefit if and when it becomes part of our nation.
The Pentagon is reaching an historic settlement with gay and lesbian military veterans. CBS's Jim Axelrod.
Jocelyn Larkin is one of the lawyers who represented Farrell and others in the civil rights lawsuit against the Pentagon. They called the process of trying to change a vet's discharge papers, known as DD-214s, inadequate and opaque.
Once they change my discharge, I'm going to frame both of those DD-214s and hang them up. Because I want the country to know that I was willing to serve and die for my country.
The lawsuit claimed that even after the repeal of Don't Ask, Don't Tell, the Pentagon failed to correct ongoing discrimination.
Fisherman is dead after falling through the ice in Marquette County. This was on Monday, Lawrence Lake and Westfield. Meanwhile, lack of meaningful snow on the ground up north once again hurting that part of the state. Storm Team 4 Chief Meteorologist Brian Isnansky telling us earlier this morning it's once again been a slow start to winter in terms of snowfall in the North Woods.
I know we really hammered on it last year, but they're off to another terrible start. Now, granted, it's been cold that they can do some ice fishing and stuff, but they've had less snow than we've had, many parts of the state like Wausau and Points North. And I'm not seeing anything major, even for the Northwoods here for a while.
The Wisconsin State Climatology Office reporting last winter was the warmest in the state since it began keeping records in 1895.
News about your money, the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Everything looking good after the bell at the moment. The Dow is up 173, the NASDAQ up 35, and the S&P is up 20. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com.
Traffic is sponsored by the residential and commercial electrical experts at Best Electric. BestElect.com. Connect with Best Electric for panel upgrades, electrical vehicle charging installation, and residential electric service calls. Visit BestElect.com today.
James Imaging Systems. Local support, local accountability, local business technology representatives. Listen to Matheson Manufacturing President Al Leidinger.
She still checks in to see how things are going and if we need anything. So I really do appreciate that from a customer service standpoint.
Michael Quizan, IT Systems Administrator at Great Midwest Bank, discovered the benefits of working with the local team at James.
Our cost from supplies perspective went down. I mean, we're talking about thousands in a year. So we saved a lot of money by bringing James Imaging on.
James Imaging Imaging Systems client Luther Gray, Director of Ticket Operations and Group Sales with the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra, on dealing with James.
They are making sure you get the full value and life of every product that you have with them.
Local support, local accountability, local people. Get it all with James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com.
Hey, John Mercure here for Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. Their mission is to transform the culture of care. They specialize in caring for those with early to late-stage Alzheimer's or other related dementia symptoms, memory care issues. It's Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. I've been in their places. I love how they deal with people. It's about compassion and empathy at Azura. Kindness is at their core. 14 locations from the Mississippi to Lake Michigan, 4 here in the Milwaukee area. Wisconsin-based and family-owned. It's about kindness and care. It's Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living.
If you're looking to build or remodel, then check out the 2025 Metropolitan Builders Association Home Building and Remodeling Show, presented by Nuns, January 10th through the 12th at State Fair Park. Learn about the latest home building and remodeling trends from over 150 MBA industry experts. For more information and tickets, visit mbahomeshow.com. If building and remodeling is on your to-do list in 2025, then don't miss the MBA Home Building and Remodeling Show this weekend at State Fair Park.
Big goings on in Washington, D.C. yet again today, Vince.
Happening today.
Yep. The late President Jimmy Carter, his remains will depart the Carter Presidential Center this morning, and then he'll be brought to Washington, D.C. early this afternoon. So right now, the former president lies in repose at the Carter Center in Atlanta, where some 10,000 people have already gone through to pay their respects. People filing through, leaving notes, flowers, pictures, even food.
One of the remarkable things was also just seeing cans of peanuts. Of course, we know the former president was a peanut farmer, so people paying their respect in that way as well.
So what do you do with all those peanuts? They must donate them.
Yeah, it goes to a shelter or whatever.
Right?
So you love the peanut aspect.
I do. Your mom's a peanut farmer.
Eric's waiting on somebody to dress up as Mr. Peanut and show up for one of these things.
How awesome would that be?
It's going to happen.
Or if they actually did that, the company as an homage. Here you go, Mr. President, on bended knee, carrying the hat. Who knows?
I think you're right. The former president would have loved that.
Yeah, he would have thought it was fun. So today, being brought to Washington, so on a special flight designated Special Air Mission 39 in honor of the nation's 39th president. So he'll land at Joint Base Andrews. Then there's going to be a motorcade that will bring him to the U.S. Navy Memorial. Then a procession, horse-drawn carriage, that type of thing that will bring everyone to the U.S. Capitol, where there's going to be a congressional ceremony. Now, the vice president is set to speak at that ceremony, and then the former president will lie in state in the Capitol Rotunda until Thursday, and then that's when they have the state funeral and the day of mourning on Thursday.
A full day of things and remembrances and services, official and otherwise, on Thursday. So that'll be an important story that day in the nation's capital. 8:38 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Coming up, a major change to a very popular social media platform. What's different and why this change is happening now? That story next. Checking in on the roads here, Debbie. You had some late trouble here.
Oh, yeah. We've got a few accidents out here. First of all, southbound 43 at Keefe off on the right shoulder. Watch for the delays past that. They are basically delayed all the way down past North Avenue. Northbound on 794 at Oklahoma Avenue. The right shoulder is blocked with a crash there. We've also got a crash northbound 4394 at Howard Avenue off on the right shoulder. Westbound 894 right about at 27th Street, still dealing with a crash there on the left shoulder. And then we've also got northbound 894 just before Beloit Road, a crash there. That's backing things up through the hail in all directions. Eastbound 94 at Hawley Road off on the right shoulder, got a crash there, slowing from 84th Street past that point all the way through the Stadium interchange. And westbound 94, they still have this accident up on the, looks like the right shoulder is blocked with a crash right past Moreland Road. I'm Debbie Lazaga with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Heart disease won't stop us. Diabetes won't slow us down. Allergies, high blood pressure, shoulder pain, cancer. Nothing will keep us from pushing Wisconsin ahead. Because with the Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin Health Network, forward progress is what we stand for. That means always pushing and always innovating. With new technologies and breakthrough treatments that make life better, whether we're sick or well. It means providing more convenience and more ways to receive medical excellence for all your health needs, for big and small. It means being there for you, our family, caring for yours. So let's keep raising the bar. Let's keep testing the limits of what medicine can do. Let's push ahead and make life here as great as it can be. Visit Freighter.com to find out how. For over a century, local radio has evolved with the needs of the community. From politics to pop culture, we keep you informed, bringing you the most relevant news, online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
Are you dreaming of updating the outside of your home? Add a project with J&J Contractors to your Christmas list this year. Family owned and operated since 1983, J&J Contractors specializes in roofing, windows, siding, and doors. Don't wait to start thinking about your exterior. Let them do the work on the outside now so you can enjoy it once spring is here. Schedule your free consultation today. Just Google J&J Contractors or call 414-423-9200. J&J Contractors. Welcome home.
The Consumer Electronics Show opens in Las Vegas today.
The future. Unbelievable.
Some of the tech debuting this year may seem unbelievable, with everything from household names to tiny startups offering a glimpse at the future. ABC News technology reporter Mike Dubusky is live with us this morning.
Hey, Mike, before we get to the CES, I want to ask you about the news from Meta this morning. The owner of Facebook and Instagram announcing this morning some changes. They're going to end their fact-checking program with independent third parties. They're going to do so because they don't believe that these fact-checkers had been doing that without some bias. So there's going to be changes there. What are we looking at there? What's Meta going to do?
Yeah, a whole raft of changes coming to Meta products. That means Facebook, Instagram, but also Threads and to a degree WhatsApp as well. And what this really amounts to, guys, is Meta rolling back a lot of content moderation guidelines, really ahead of President-elect Trump taking office in about 2 weeks. Mark Zuckerberg is the CEO of Meta. He announced these changes on his platform, posting a video. Among them, as you mentioned, they're getting rid of third-party fact-checkers in favor of what they're calling a community notes system. This is something that you see on X, formerly Twitter, where actual members of the platform itself, users of the platform, kind of gather together and decide, whether a post is misleading or not, or whether it contains misinformation. In addition to that, they say they're also going to remove certain content restrictions on topics like immigration and gender. Mark Zuckerberg says that some of those restrictions were out of touch with mainstream discourse. And he says that the company's trust and safety team is going to move out of California, where it is now, and to Texas. And he says that's to help remove the concern that biased employees are overly censoring content. We've seen that the Trump administration and those on the right in particular have complained about censorship on social media platforms, particularly Meta platforms. Part of this announcement was Mark Zuckerberg saying that they're going to work with the Trump administration. And I think that is kind of why you're seeing this rollback in content moderation guidelines.
Talking with ABC News tech reporter Mike Dubusky. That's interesting, Mike. You've covered Zuckerberg for a long time. Is this something that you sense was what he wanted to do, or is this simply staving off what appeared then to be the inevitable, the Trump administration coming in, and they've talked about possible regulations, possible restrictions based on social media?
The tech world's in a weird place, right? Because at one point they were the darling of both Washington and the public, but now 10 years, 15 years on, that is very much not the case. The 2016 election, particularly Facebook's role in the 2016 election, really did change how kind of Mark Zuckerberg thinks about his platforms and what they are meant to do. He says in this announcement this morning that he does not want his platforms to be arbiters of truth. He doesn't want them to become cesspools of misinformation and scams, but he also doesn't want them to be the people who are deciding, what is truthful and what is not. That, he says, should fall to other platforms, namely, media of some degree or another. So I think that's kind of why you're seeing this. In general, you are seeing a slight rightward shift in Silicon Valley. You're seeing that with Elon Musk at Twitter and some of his other companies. You're seeing that with Mark Zuckerberg. You're seeing that with several other major venture capital investors in particular ahead of the Trump administration. And that's because, Silicon Valley tech is a big business, and they are really at the beck and call of regulators, and they want to, create a friendly environment for themselves with the new administration.
It's all about money. You want to make money. Hey, real quick,
absolutely.
One more question on this. The community notes. So they're going to do something similar to what X does. I've seen this playing out on X. Does it work? Has that been considered a pro? Has it been criticized? How is Community Notes received?
Yeah, so, many people really like the way Community Notes works. It's a volunteer program. It's basically, you like this platform and, you want to make sure that it's correct or not. And, through various internal systems, these volunteers are presented with particularly viral posts that they then decide, to contextualize, essentially. Either saying, hey, this is misinformation. Hey, this is a scam, a drop shipping scam or anything like that. Or, this is true, but it needs a little bit more context, right? So that's kind of how the Community Notes system works on X. People have liked it. However, there have been, some complaints that it's, not robust or it doesn't catch everything. It's really hard to regulate content online. There are, millions upon millions of posts that come out every day, some of which go viral, some of which don't, but still influence people's perception of things. It's a really difficult, thorny question to answer. And, with Meta's kind of rollback of this, they want to see themselves show up less in that process and kind of kick it over to the users a little bit more. We have yet to see exactly how the Community Notes system is going to work on platforms like Threads or Instagram or Facebook, but you can imagine it's going to kind of echo the way X does it in large part.
ABC News tech reporter Mike Dubusky is with us live this morning. So we mentioned earlier, Mike, the Consumer Electronics Show kicking off today in earnest, but we kind of got a sneak peek at what's going to make a splash at this year's show. What's on your radar for tech that either A, is going to be in our pockets or in our homes in some way in fairly short order? And then, what are the big dreams out there?
Yeah, so AI is all over CES this year. No surprise there. AI has been all over the tech world in general for several years now. Jensen Huang, the CEO of NVIDIA, gave the keynote address last night, kind of kicking the whole show off in Las Vegas. NVIDIA, of course, is the computer chip manufacturer that we've been paying close attention to in the last year or so, just because it is such a big company that makes these computer chips that are so powerful and really underpin a lot of the technology that Google and Amazon and Meta rely on to build their own AI systems. So he kind of set the tone for the show with this AI-focused thing. I talked to Gary Shapiro. He is the head of the company that puts on CES, and he told me that he expects about half of the exhibitors on the floor to mention generative AI in some capacity. So AI, a major theme this year.
And microwaves with Android tablets involved.
Yeah, less AI here. This is a bit more of a flight of fancy from LG. They call it the signature over-the-range microwave oven. And you're right, it has a 27-inch Android tablet basically stapled to the front of it. It lets you launch apps like Zoom. It has cameras and microphones so you can keep track of what's happening inside the microwave. And of course, you can also, pull up recipes and things like that to keep an eye on while you're cooking. It's meant to kind of go over your stove, right? So it'll be easy to look at. This is just a concept right now, but LG says that they could put it on sale before the end of the year, depending upon reception at this show. And that's really what CES is all about. It's a place for companies, big and small, to throw stuff against the wall and see what sticks. And LG's take on this was a microwave oven with a big old screen on it.
Dubusky, how soon till I get my flying car? Come on.
No flying cars this year, but there are some self-driving tractors.
Okay.
There's Sony is making a car that they're taking reservations on now. So yeah, it's also a big mobility show, CES. It's kind of been a little bit of a car show for the last
I bet that
couple
stereo
years
is awesome in the Sony, though.
Yeah, it'll run PlayStation games, which is kind of fun because, of course, they make PlayStation as well. It's a co-development job with Honda, so they call it the Afeela. However, you do need about $90,000 lying around in order to buy one, and they are taking reservations for $200 starting right now.
ABC News tech reporter Mike Dubusky with us live this morning. Thanks, Mike.
Of course, guys. Take care.
It's 10 minutes before 9 o'clock.
You know, it's kind of like the first iPhone. Had issues, some problems there.
Yeah, right.
Right. Maybe let that first generation come and get the second generation of the Sony car. Let them work out the kinks a little bit.
Or the microwave, because it's such a pain to just look over at Alexa to get your recipe, right? Then it's all going to be in one. One more time before 9 o'clock, Deb. Can you get any of this cleaned up here?
Some.
That's not the answer we wanted.
No, sorry about that. But truth be told, we do have these issues. On northbound 4394 at Howard Avenue, got a crash off on the right shoulder. Still dealing with this accident, 794 northbound at Oklahoma Avenue. Northbound on 894 at just P4 Beloit Road, off on the right shoulder, crash there. That's the one that's got things backed up through the Hale interchange. Westbound 894 27th Street, that one's gone. So I told you there was some getting cleared up. Eastbound 94 at Hawley Road, got that crash off on the right shoulder there. Another one on westbound 94 just past Moreland Road. Looks like that one's way off to the right shoulder, so I'm thinking that's going to be there for a little while till they can get that thing cleared up. Otherwise, delays are going to stretch basically from 84th Street all the way to almost 27th on eastbound 94. I'm Debbie Lazago with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The Political Power Hour with Steve Scafidi.
The correct response from an elected official is to, 1, calm and reassure your community, and 2, understand that you are not driving the investigation. That's not a city, in my case, function. It's a law enforcement public safety function.
Hearing from political experts from across Wisconsin and beyond.
Don't throw your comments in that it's due to some illegal migrant, as they called them, causing havoc in New Orleans. That's just not the case.
Weekdays from 9 to 10 on WTMJ.
6 projects in with Inspired Closets Milwaukee. That's a happy customer. My friends Katie and Dan, they can custom design solutions for your home to help you cut the clutter, calm the chaos, and even bring order to your family life. Listen to this from Margot. One of the projects in her home was adding a desk space to the kitchen area. And she wrote, our daughter comes home now every day and completes her homework at the desk because she loves it so much. Turned out better than we could even imagine. Now, that's doing more than just making better use of space, which, not for nothing, that's important. But this is providing workable solutions to life's challenges in your home. Bring order and function to your home and your family. Inspired days start in Inspired Closets. InspiredClosetsMilwaukee.com.
A Blaine's Farm and Fleet original story.
Perfect day on the ice, huh, Pat? Ice auger, fishing rod, portable generator, and that genius pizza oven. Pepperoni's ready.
For frozen lakes, toasty crusts, and everything in between, we've got the value you need to do things your way. Like Blaine's Gourmet Blend Indoor Cat Food, $14.99. Plus, rewards members get free same-day delivery on pet orders of $49 or more. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Being original.
I'm WTMJ's Sandy Max. What makes living at Three Pillars so special? Let's hear from my friend Lark.
I love the location, and that's the main reason Dave and I are there, is because of nature all around us. I knew when we moved in, I was leaving behind a lot of stress and responsibility. I decided now is the time to do what I want when I want to do it.
Schedule a tour today at threepillars.org.
At my company, we're always looking for people who are passionate and ready to work, but it's not always easy. It's time to broaden our horizons. In Wisconsin, about 600,000 people with disabilities are ready and able to work. People that just need you to believe in them and say yes.
And once you say yes, Thinkability Wisconsin will be there, providing transition and workforce support to help shape a better future for all. It all starts when you say yes. Join the movement at thinkabilitywi.org.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Partly cloudy today. It's going to turn mostly cloudy, a high of 27. Tonight, partly cloudy, low of 13. Wednesday, you'll see the sun, a few flurries, a high of 22. Thursday, 28. Friday, the high 30 with a chance for some light snow, a high of 32. On Saturday. Forecast sponsored by Dave Drake Campaigning, where your comfort is their family's tradition.
I thought we'd get more suggestions for the plow. Or the multiple plows that they want you to name in Madison.
Any good ones?
Just the only one that came through on the Siding Unlimited WTMJ talk and text line was Porny McChancellor.
Okay.
Which I support, but I can't imagine that's going to make it through the filter.
Yeah, probably won't be one of the ones we get to vote on.
They've done this before, but City of Madison is again looking for public input as they seek to name 5 pieces of snow removal equipment. They did it in the winter of 22-23, and it made national news because it was funny. But Debbie was telling us earlier, like, where was it, Deb? Wichita or someplace?
Yep.
Thereabouts. They name all their snow equipment, and like that's been a thing. So Madison jumped on board, and for the first time, they named 4 or 5 pieces of snow removal equipment in that previous winter to great fanfare. They even created trading cards with the names of various plows on them. They handed it out to kids at the library. So some of the names they came up with previously was a tractor named Seymour Pavement, a brine truck named Saltimus Prime, Dolly Plowton from one of the big old plows, and then a sidewalk plow named Snowy One Kenobi.
All right, a personal favorite, I'm sure of yours.
So they're again asking for input. How it works is you can suggest possibilities. Then there's a filtering process where somebody over there at the city, who apparently has time to do this, will filter through the number of possibilities, and then they'll put several of them out for vote, and then it'll be ranked choice voting to see which pieces of equipment are named what.
I'd nominate Bruce for one of them.
Just people named for a plow?
Gary. Yeah, that's what I want.
That's pretty funny. All right, I'll take that. They did put in there puns, references to pop culture, and outright silliness are all welcome. However, rude, offensive, and crass suggestions will not be considered. So that takes out a lot of folks in our audience. Sorry, I guess this contest is not for us. This report sponsored by Mr. Holland's Heating and Air Conditioning. Visit MrHollandsHeatingandAir.com. If you do want a link to the article and ability to make suggestions to Madison, text PLOW to 855-616-1620, the Siding Unlimited WTMJ talk and text line. PLOW to 855-616-1620. WTMJ Political Power Hour with Steve Scafidi. Up next.
Let's take the car and save the fan. Update your home with new gutters and save big money on everything now at Menards. Gutters are essential for protecting your foundation and help keep your basement dry. Choose from white, brown, and black 10-foot aluminum gutters in stock and ready to take home today. Save big money on Spectra aluminum gutters in store or on Menards.com. And check out more of our great deals